Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dire Roll Fire and Blade. I almost forgot the name of the show because it's been so long since we actually played. I'm the GM, Jakin, and today I've got a slew of new faces with me, so we're going to quickly introduce some of our new players. Behind the character of Oswald, the half-elf wizard. You want to introduce yourself?
I'm PR. I will be playing Oswald, the half-elf wizard, if I could speak.
Speaking is a prerequisite, but we'll see how it goes. Behind the half-elf sorcerer, Stravosa.
That would be me, Timothy.
And unfortunately, we are once again joined by a new guy. Tried really hard to get rid of him, but he's like crabs.
Happy.
And Macarb, how are you doing?
I'm doing really well. New guy's my favorite venereal disease.
That's gonna be on his epitaph.
Technically, it's an infection, not a disease.
Oh.
Technically.
Well, at this point, I would consider myself more of a symbiote. Like, Jakin needs me for
like
this
a
stream, but I
parasite.
need him to... Yeah, parasite, that works too. I'm slowly draining him of his energy.
And I have precious little of it left. Hi, Blinky. Glad you're still around. We were talking about you before we went live. All good.
She's our most dedicated player.
Yeah. Gex, thank you for the host. Alright, so, it has been some time since we played, and we got to bring in some new players today. So, where we last left our intrepid heroes, they were in the mountains, the Green Mountains, near the castle of Par Mordrein, hunting griffins. And then I lost power in the middle. Oh, hi, Simon. We lost power in the middle of combat. And so, since it's been a few weeks, and Astro isn't even here, we are just going to do a little bit of a time skip to after the griffin, the griffin hunt. Which, spoiler alert, it went fine. We're actually going to start with our new players today. They are going to be arriving at Par Mordrein ahead of the hunting party. So, we see two figures approaching the gate. Huxley recognizes you. Huxley is the one of the residents of the castle, and he is usually in charge of the front gate, and so he opens the large reinforced doors as you cross the stone bridge over the chasm that leads to the castle. So why don't you, each of you, let's start with Stravosa, why don't you tell us a little bit about the physical appearance of your character, and kind of how he carries himself.
Servosa is extremely tall. He's like... He towers over most humans and almost all elves. His face is very weather-worn, and I wouldn't say that it's ugly, but it's not the figure of elvish perfection that his elven parentage would normally lends to a half-elf. It's very weathered by time and violence and so on. He carries himself very firmly, sort of smoothly moving from place to place. He doesn't like to keep himself very stiff at all. He's always moving in some direction, to the point that some people joke that he never retreats, only advances in a different direction.
Oh, we unlocked a secret. Yes.
Good timing on that. Alright, so that's Stravosa. And what about Oswald?
Oswald also shares a very unique look for a half-elf. He is not quite as tall as Stravosa, reaching about 6 feet maybe, on his tippy toes. He has very black, like almost jet black hair, and these piercing blue eyes that seem far more vibrant or bright in color than what a normal human could have. One of the main things that kind of stands out about him is the amount of piercings he has on his face. He has a septum piercing. Each eyebrow has 2 sets of rings. His left side is silver and his right side are gold rings. And then he has 4 earrings per ear. One in the kind of normal, traditional lobe, and then he has 3 cartilage piercings per ear. He is dressed in loose-fitting black and gray clothes that kind of have seen a lot of wear and tear, but are immaculately clean. Like, it's very clean old clothes, which is kind of off-putting. He has a book that hangs from his hip, and he kind of, when he walks, when he's traveling, he kind of clatters with these pots and pans.
Thank you, guys. The 2 of you have both been to Par Mordrein before. Oswald has spent quite a bit of time here in these last few months, as he's been kind of inducted in a very unique fashion into the Order, and so they've been keeping a close eye on him, which brings us to why Stravosa and Oswald are traveling together. Oswald may have gone a little bit too far, and Stravosa has a skill in finding people, and as we can see from them crossing the threshold into the gatehouse, found him he did. Huxley has a sort of pensive look about him. He still hasn't quite figured out either of you, and he just kind of motions along the path which leads into the various chambers of the castle. The castle is segmented into multiple courtyards, and eventually you guys will make your way towards the keep. Shortly behind you, the party of Griffin hunters will be returning. And you guys enter, the 2 of you enter the keep, and it seems completely empty. There's a hearth and a table in the center, and then there's sort of another table off to the side. That has all these maps and compasses and such, and that's where Alkirk, the leader of the Grey Banner, kind of organizes the immediate area. Just as you guys think you're alone, a door to your right, leading up into one of the living dormitories, kind of crashes open as a very drunk halfling that one of you will recognize. I believe that would be Stravosa, right? Yes. Stravosa, you recognize the halfling Goswin, minstrel of the vagabonds. He seems rather hungover, to the point where he looks at the dying hearth as the embers are starting to burn out, and he does one of these. Behind him, Winnebeck and Esther, 2 other members of the vagabonds, kind of bump into each other as they try to come through the door, and they look equally incapacitated. And finally, the one-eyed dwarf Buckrow kind of drags each foot as he walks inside, and the 4 of them look up, kind of groggy, and they're like, "Ah, Stravosa," Esther says. "Ah, you found him, huh?"
That is correct.
Do you know what day it is?
Is it the day that you take these manacles off my wrists? Because that would be a good day.
Buckrow's like, you shackled him? That's a bit odd. But you're an odd one, aren't you, Oswald?
I wouldn't say odd, just a free man that likes to, sometimes not follow what orders he's given.
And about that time, a rather large company of adventurers will kind of pile into the... you guys hear them approaching up the ramp towards the keep. 8 of them in tow. Between a handful of them, they are carrying 2 carcasses, 1 griffin each. And before they get into the keep, they kind of slap it down, and you both see Alkirk, who is this older man, starting to wear and tear with age. He's gone completely white-haired, and he's a very grizzled man, completely bored back straight, and he motions to someone you can't see, and he says, "Durkap, see what you can do with these two. I don't like to let anything go to waste." And the rest begin to pile into the keep. And that's where I'm going to go ahead and transition you guys over to the battle map here. We can go ahead and get the audience in on it too. So, Caddy and Viral. You guys enter the keep to see two half-elves that you've never met before. One of them is in chains.
Yes. I mean, I'm not totally familiar with how the Gray Banner tends to do things, but the whole chain thing's never really been our motif. Is he like? I don't trust that, so I'm gonna just say it a little bit further away.
Alkirk kind of brushes between the two of you, and he kind of notices your discomfort, Caddy, and he walks up to Oswald and he says, "What are we gonna do with you? I'm trying to give you a chance here. Can you take those off, Stravosa?"
Stravosa reaches into his jacket and he pulls out the key and sort of twists the lock.
And once free, Oswald begins to like rub at his wrist. It's like, no hard feelings, of course. I know I can be much of a handful, so you did what you need to do. You got me here, so good on you. And he'll give you like this big like grin, almost like playful.
And Stravosa will just sort of smile, revealing only upper canines, but teeth that look a little too large. And he says, "I did what was necessary." Are you smiling?
And he'll just keep smiling, and you can see several of his teeth are gold.
It was a few too many fights, did you?
More so that I had a little bit of cash, so I decided to make sure I never lost it.
I mean, not to chime in where my jokes aren't needed, but you could, which is uncharacteristic of Caddy, normally not jokey at all. But you can definitely still lose those.
I got a pair of pliers if you'd like a demonstration.
Well, I mean,
and Viral just like kind of cracks a knuckle and say, "You don't need pliers."
For our new players here, why don't Caddy and Viral go ahead and give a brief description of your physical characteristics?
Want to go ahead, Caddy?
I was about to ask you if you'd like to go
Caddy,
first.
you're more
I'll go
important, so you
first.
should go first.
I'm more important. That's why. Save the best for last, Jacob.
Oh,
anyway.
in that case.
No, I'll go ahead. So Caddy is a really scrappy-looking gnome, standing 3 feet 1 1/4 inch tall. And that 1/4 inch is important. She's missing one of her front incisors. She's kind of like banged up and sun-scarred, and generally pretty lithe, muscular-wise. Her hair's like chopped at random sorts of lengths, as if that's the best way to keep it out of her face at any given time. And she carries 3 quivers, although one is strapped to her boar. Also notable, she has a boar. His name is Askew, and he's worthy of your respect. So treat him with such. And he's usually used as a mount, but he also holds 1 quiver of arrows. That's it.
Perfect. Well, Varal is a quite tall half-orc. I don't think anybody in this castle actually towers over Varal. He's large, he's big, he looks mean, and I think the most noticeable feature of him, aside from him being an half-orc, which is usually something people don't like to see in a civil environment, is the fact that underneath his armor, he wears a outfit made out of the skins of animals he hunted, and they have been sewn together with the utmost craftsmanship that a half-orc can muster. AKA, it's very patchy work, and depending on the angle you look at him, you might see things you don't want to see.
Not gonna lie, when you said he was wearing skins, I did not think it was gonna be animals, so I'm just glad it's animals.
Well, I mean,
No, that's
he thinks
Caddy.
they're all animals.
You're
He
new.
thinks they're all
Caddy's the
animals.
cannibal.
One, it's not cannibalism if you're not eating gnomes. Two, it's not cannibalism if it tastes good.
I don't
It's
think
only
this...
cannibalism if you eat something that's the same race as you. This is true.
Uh-oh. I don't like that someone's on her side.
This came up once when I played a character who's the son of a shark god.
Oh.
So we got attacked by orcs, right? And they burned our supplies. So we had orc stew.
That makes
We're gonna
perfect
just
sense.
glide right past that. Alright. Alkirk looks over to the vagabonds and projecting his voice kind of radiating off the walls, he says, "Y'all missed the hunt!" And they all collectively kind of, "Yeah, sorry, boss." And then he turns back to Oswald, and he looks at Oswald, and then he looks over at Caddy, and he's like, "Caddy,
Yeah.
your band is short-staffed."
I mean, that's a little rude, you know, just because I'm 3'1".
No, that's not. I'm sorry, that's not what I meant.
Yeah, well, you know, people get sick or find out that their large golden dragon statues are haunted, and, you know, they just lose that sense of adventure so fast.
The turnover rate is incredible.
Too real.
It's amazing, though, that I've been able to stick it out thus far.
Well, I think someone like Vaklo could probably keep a close eye on someone like Oswald. What would you say to having him tag along on maybe an adventure or two?
Yeah. Now, you weren't there for that, I guess. I was gonna say y'all remember when I go ahead and reserve the right to say I told you so. I mean, I'm not overly fond of babysitting. However, he looks like he gets into trouble, which is exactly the kind of person I'm gonna enjoy. So yeah, I suppose it's all right. I mean, you'd really have to talk to Vaklo. He's apparently our like group leader, according to some tall stranger.
Oh,
You ever notice how tall people always seem to think they're the ones in charge?
and then all the other tall people collectively glance awkwardly to each other.
Anyway,
So does that mean that the F-Oak's in charge then?
Oh, you don't want me in charge?
There's a collective nod across the entire Grey Banner.
to be fair,
Travosa.
usually a prerequisite is also to be fully clothed.
Rosa interjects, it's a matter of perspective.
Oh, that's funny. I'm gonna have fun with you. Yeah, no, I'm alright with it. We could have a party vote later, but I don't think it'll do much. There's only 2 of us. And a skews on my side.
Nepotism at its finest.
At this point, another half-orc named Crunge, who is
love
much more put together than our boy Viral. In his scale mail and ruggedly handsome features, kind of steps up, and he goes, "Caddy, I don't think the boar's vote counts."
Oh, look, Vaclo done got injured, and he's not in here right now, so Askew's vote counts. Also, Askew is the best teammate.
Crunch, for a briefest moment, has a hurt look on his face.
Crunch, you traveled. Okay, we traveled together for a little bit, but you have always resisted counting me as a teammate, sir. You're all like, I travel alone. I'm gonna go on my merry way. I'm gonna leave you alone with these strangers, one of which is a substance abuse problem.
Yeah, whatever happened to that guy?
Well, he found out his golden dragon was haunted and he left.
God damn it. Crunch just like crocks an eyebrow, Spock style, and just kind of heads back inside like he doesn't know what to make of that.
We'll have coffee sometime soon, Crunch. We'll catch up. You should watch the stream.
You're in a particular mood. I think I'm alright with it though.
Is there some sort of river that tells the future, is it?
Oh yeah, sure, 'cause magic like that exists. No, that'd be dumb.
Well, not with that attitude, at least.
I think people have this assumption about gnomes that we're gonna be all whimsical and believe in all sorts of fairy nonsense, but I'm really quite a practical, down-to-earth gnome. It's about making do with what you got, and it's not like I'm casting spells or anything, you know?
What's wrong with magic?
Well, it's just not really all that real. You know, I can't really say that. We did fight that one. There was that guy made a fire, but in my experience, I've not really met good magic. You know, there was the Rat Witch. There was a guy made a fire who killed a whole kingdom of people. Which, to be fair, we got some cool stuff from it. What other magic have we really dealt with? Well, there was the guys after the cool stuff we got. The gray ones. That was not fun. We nearly died a lot. I got to say I told you so a lot.
Is that your signature then?
So far, yes. So far we've done got, well then there was the other guy who did kind of magic-y things. He made potions a lot. He was addicted to those, and he was only ever an issue.
If Dapper's watching this, single
I hope he is. Hello. Other than that, there's Mouse. She's good. But she mostly was just real encouraging. Why?
No, I understand. I myself don't believe too much in magic either. Think it's a lot of poppycock.
Yeah, like you're practical.
Starvosa sort of gives you the Fisto, it gives you the driest look you could possibly imagine. Like,
the kind of look that makes you thirsty afterwards.
Yeah, the kind of word that would, like, if you were sweating, it would just evaporate off of your skin. It's just that dry.
Seeing the dry look, Oswald will give Stravosa a wink in the gun.
You know, in the city I live in, that's illegal.
Are you serious?
Actually,
so many questions for later. So many questions for later.
It's illegal in the county I live in to flirt with your eyes or hands. So the wink finger gun, it's illegal.
What the? I don't. I have so many questions.
Well,
and
put a pin in
that. I think I know the answer.
I live in the deep south.
Oh, there we go. No offense to anybody from the deep south, but your people's ways make me very confused as a Yankee.
Oh.
Oh. Northerners.
Yeah, I looked. No, I looked up
I'm
the
in
thing you were
Michigan,
talking about.
So, like, I've heard of the law in Florida where you can't shower naked.
That sounds like Florida.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, the South is
Who
weird.
showers with clothes on? Like,
A never
seriously.
nude.
Never nudes.
Yeah.
My favorite weird law is in Alabama, you can't marry an animal if it's already kin.
Yeah, I can't marry what?
You can't marry an animal if it is already kin.
Yeah, that'd be gross.
Interesting.
marrying a family member.
I
Oh, actually, I preface that in Iceland it is the law to kill Spaniards on sight because they never got rid of that law. So that's also a good one. I'm just stalling until the new guy gets back because I don't want to get to the next part of this story without a full team here.
Who on earth would live in the South? Am I right, Jakin?
Yeah.
Disgusting.
are you also from the South?
She's like 3 hours north of me.
Yeah.
4.
We're ironically very, very close
Same state.
proximity. Yeah.
So which state do you live in, Jacob?
We live in Texas.
Oh, that
Well, great. As soon as the new guy came back, we lost my car. But that's the second time that's happened.
I kick her out.
Weirdest version of Highlander ever.
And now we're all over the place. And now we're back.
Okay. So, in the midst of your conversation, you all hear a startled shout, followed by another startled shout, and then some more startled shouting. And you all turn to the gatehouse to your south, one of the gatehouses, as the bugbear Spooker, whom you are all familiar with.
Spooker.
His real name is unpronounceable, so they call him Spooker because he scares all the new people. Spooker is bolting up the ramp, and he's so frantic that at first he's speaking in Goblin, but as soon as he gets to the top of the ramp, he pauses, takes a moment, and he looks up and he says, "We got elves! We got Thanger Elves approaching the walls!"
Nope, 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 nope.
Well, that sounds like a whole lot of trouble.
It's worse. He kind of like leans over. They're bringing a war tree.
I'm sorry, you say a war tree?
War tree. And Alkirk kind of shifts his elbow and he's like, I think the layman's term is treant.
No. Nope.
Oswald was so
I guess so.
confused.
Well, I'm not the smartest half-orc in this room, but I would say, like,
Yeah, we know.
it's probably here. If it's a war tree, it's probably here to hurt us, so it does not really need you to understand stuff. It just probably good if we cut it down.
Alkirk looks at Veral and looks around and he's like, what are you waiting for? To arms!
Cervosa's already moving towards the door.
You guys can move your tokens. Now granted, you may not know which token is yours. There you go, you found it. And this one is the one I've allocated to you, Oswald.
Yep.
Which
Alright.
direction are we going? This way?
South.
South.
So, the adventurers start to pile out, and just as you do, Sefri, who's actually on the battlements. Sefri is a very old wood elf, one of the first members of the Grey Banner, and she is on the battlements of this particular gatehouse, and she's peering down over the ramparts, and she points in that direction. Nope. In that direction. And she says, "We've got grappling hooks on the wall." And Spooker says, "And the war tree's coming to the main gate."
So, as Oswald is heading towards the where everyone else is, he's going to start to move his hands in these weird angular gestures and say, "My father's arms wrap around me," and he is going to cast some mage armor because this sounds scary.
I thought you were gonna like draw a circle and then a portal would open and then you would just like go through.
And disappear.
Not yet. That's a backup plan. That is a backup plan.
So
backup plan's always invisibility.
Varol is gonna like basically sit out loud and say like, I can remove those hooks, but I would look forward to facing off that war tree. Where should I go?
Alcric takes a moment to think, and he looks behind everyone and he says, "Esther, take the vagabonds to the wall. Dwath, you and your company head to the gate with Crunge. I'll go check on Aelfled, and to bring everyone up to speed, Aelfled is the resident wizard of the castle. And I'll also rouse the last of Roger's band." And then he looks at the four of you, and he says, "Figure it out."
Well, if you ask me, I'm going against that tree. Hooks are bored.
I feel like hooks are a precursor, my very special friend here, to
Spooker also heads to the wall.
lots of many dangerous individuals instead of just one.
Yeah, but they're normal size. The tree sounds big. Lots of glory to be had.
Yeah, I just don't think arrows are that effective against trees. Alright, let's go, I guess.
Oh, you can go to wall.
Yeah, you guys can split if you want.
But what's the number rule of D&D?
Yeah, we're split.
We don't know those rules because we're just Grey Banner, and I don't know what D&D is.
D&D is the thing that the Vagabonds play every Saturday night.
Yeah. Saturday night.
Well, I'm going to the gate.
Okay. So, Varal's going to the gate.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna... I'm gonna go towards the wall.
Okay.
So the gate is where the giant tree is coming from? I just want to make sure.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So I will go to the wall as well, because that is furthest away from the gate.
Stravosa?
I'm going to the wall.
Okay, Varal. You're the only party member who's going to the gate. Alright. Now,
I'm gonna kick that tree's ass.
before this goes any further, I have to talk to you, the audience. It's about to get really slow up in here, because one group is on one battle map, and another group is on another battle map, and I'm going to be cycling between the two of them. I will endeavor to go as fast as possible, and that's why I need you players to be on the ball. You guys need to know what you're going to be doing when I say it's your turn.
If it helps, Jake, and you can have one of the NPCs says, "We got it here," and or all can go to the wall, if it helps you.
That would help, if you want. We can do that. But
Well, it's for you and the viewing and stuff, so yeah, sure, let's do that.
okay, that will make it easier. You jerk, making it easier. In that case, it won't be that slow. Dang it.
All these false promises.
It might still be slow, but for unrelated reasons.
Alright, as you guys climb the wall, I'm going to try to arrange you guys thus, before I move you all back over to the battle map. Now, Goswin is not a fighter, so when they say, like, go to the wall, he goes to the keep, and no one thinks anything less of him. But everyone else is going to be on the wall. let me move y'all to the battlements. You guys will be halfway down on the left side. Okay, so it's kind of hard to see, but there are grappling hooks. And as soon as you guys climb up and kind of fan out along the wall, you guys see armed wood elves ascending the...
Can I relocate myself?
Yes. Relocate
This is not
yourself.
the kind of place I would want to be.
I would also like to do the same thing because,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
similar.
You guys have a moment to reposition before the elves are upon you. So right now they're at the base. Actually, I want you guys to see the grappling hook. So they're at the bottom of the... Well, they're not. Actually, these ones are climbing over the battlements as we initiate combat. Alright, so...
Does it mean we need to step back? So
No, it's fine, because the grappling hooks are on the ramparts. So basically they'll get to the top, and then if you're there waiting for them, that's where you'll fight. So Esther will go ahead and take a step forward. Alright, everybody roll initiative.
But what if I choose disbelief?
Ooh, I need to... Hang on. I still have the turn order from last combat. Well, if you choose to disbelieve, you can skip your turn. It's fine by me.
Starting hard.
Do I need to roll again?
Por qué?
Well, because I rolled it and then you deleted turn order.
No,
Yeah, you deleted her. She doesn't play anymore.
You've been deleted. No, I can just... Where are you? Oh, you're way... Okay. I can add your turn. You got a 12?
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
You should have said you got a 22.
I can see it right there, new guy. I'm not blind.
You might have not looked. She looks like a trustworthy individual.
No, I don't.
I've been gaming with her for a few months. I'm on to her ways. Now the real question is... I need to have some stat blocks up. Oh good, I didn't put it on here. That would be useful.
Ooh, rest in peace, the elf that rolled a 1.
Actually, that's all of the elves. They rolled a 1? Oh, no, you might want to wait till I actually dish out the order here before you think the elf rolled the 1.
Well, there's just the one roll that's on the chat. So rest in peace anyone who rolled a 1.
Right?
Yeah.
Rip in pieces.
Yeah, those people that are going below 10, weak.
Wait a minute, you got a 6!
There's a vast difference between going below 10 and rolling a 1.
We'll see.
So, Gab, I'll probably curse myself, but usually in these games I roll very low initiative and then like very good rolls, but at that point I get like destroyed before I can do any sort of big actions. This time I got a good initiative. I'm expecting to roll like 5 and less on every single attack and whatnot.
Spooker got the 1. Alright.
He spooked himself.
Alright, so let's go ahead and put these guys right here. And then, Viral, you are first.
Well, it's not gonna surprise you that I'm gonna try to smash his head open.
Color me surprised. Let's go ahead and put Spooker here.
So, let's just do a normal attack.
That is a miss.
Yeah, I called it. Under 5. I don't believe I got double attack.
No, we're level 4. So
I know. So
you swing at the wood elf, and it sees your blade coming, and it kind of ducks underneath the ramparts, and your axe glides across the stone, creating a spark. Anything else?
No, I'm not gonna activate anything yet.
Okay, Esther is up in front. Actually, Esther has a ranged weapon. I don't think Buckrow does, so they would probably format themselves thus. And Buckrow is going to use his reckless ability to give himself advantage, and then he's going to swing with his great axe, and that is going to be a hit for max damage, which almost fells this elf in a single blow. He buries his axe deep into the elf's shoulder. And if it weren't for the fact that if the elf were to give up in that moment, he would go tumbling down the 30-foot tall wall, that is the only thing that keeps the elf clinging on. Just the knowledge that to let go would be its end. And unfortunately, just like you guys, he only has one attack, and that would make it the elves' turn. So, first and foremost, we're going to do the 4 elves that are locked in melee with the people. They're basically have one arm firmly planted on the battlements. The other one is holding their scimitar, and they're going to try to attack. Starting at the bottom here, the elf is going to try to shove you with one of its attacks. So
Okay.
you can resist with either acrobatics or athletics, and he rolls an athletics check.
Acrobatics or athletics. Okay.
And he has a +4, so he got a 17.
I got a 10.
Alright, Vral, you are pushed aside.
I don't look very tough.
Yeah.
And again,
This-
I rolled a 4. I called it.
This elf is
Four.
making you work for it. And then he climbs all the way up, flourishing his blade as he comes to stand beside you, and then swings with his short sword towards you. And a 20 is a hit. He's going to stab you for 5 piercing damage. So a glancing blow across one of your arms.
Done.
Alright, next up, we're going to have an opposed test with Spooker here, because he's also going to do a shove. The elf got a 14, and Spooker is shoved.
Damn.
You guys are giving ground straight away. And then the
Yeah,
elf
we're
is
pretty
going to make another attack, hitting, and stab Spooker for 7 damage. The elves are off to a good start. Alright, that's you, Stravosa, yeah?
Yes.
Once again, he's going to attempt to shove you. So, your roll to beat is a 20.
Damn.
Wait. No, they only have a plus... Nature's intelligence? They do have a +4. Okay. Okay, once again, you are shoved. The elf takes your place on the top of the wall and strikes with his sword, critting you. For 10 piercing damage. What kind of
Ow.
armor are you wearing?
I'm not, because I
Okay.
have dragon scales.
Well, it cuts straight across your tunic and penetrates the scales on your chest and leaves a trickle of blood running down your clothes. And lastly, this guy was Buckrow. He got a 12. Buckrow beat it on the die, so I don't have to look it up. And then he's going to take his second attack to just simply strike at Buckrow. Hitting for only 3 damage. Buckrow takes it like a champ. It was barely a scratch. Now, there are a lot of elves down there, and they're going to try to throw new grappling hooks up. So I'm going to roll, and if they get higher than a 10, a new grappling hook... No, we never did. Sorry, Caddy.
Yeah. No, sorry, I just realized, like, oh, I could have been wearing good armor.
Yeah,
but
you could have.
I'll do that later.
Okay.
Later.
So, I'm sorry. For every result above 10, a new grappling hook appears. Okay, so 1 new grappling hook will emerge. And then, everywhere you guys got pushed, a new elf climbs to the top. And that's it. That's the elf's turn. Stravosa, you're up.
Yeah, so Rose is pretty mad, like really mad, and for the first time, you get to see more of his draconic heritage as he hisses and his lower jaw sort of unhinges, and those 2 long canines become much more pronounced as true and proper fangs that have a serpentine sort of thing. Then he hisses, and you can see his tongue is in fact forked. And he waves his hand in a swift arc, and you can feel the crackle as he shouts a word in Draconic. And with his other hand, he drives for a blast of lightning into the elf in front of him.
Oof. The elf sees you coming, and with his free arm, interrupts your arm, and your shock of electricity shoots off right past Winnipeg's face, and the thief from Talvia is a little startled.
I call it Jenkins fudging the roll.
Yeah, obviously, you guys can tell. Blinky, thank you. You're an honorary mod. You're not a real mod, but an honorary mod. Alright, anything else, Travosa?
Nope, that'll be it.
Okay, Caddy, you are up.
Caddy's gonna first just be like, "Bro, what the heck?" and then cast Hunter's Mark on, because we're all supposed to be big, and like here he is being pushed around by an elf. All right.
I know, right?
To be fair, in the defense of the elf, these wood elves are rather strapping.
They are rather strong. We saw them really do a number on Vaklo. I'm gonna go ahead and attack with one of my silvered arrows. If I can get that to roll. There we go. Oh man. 13 to hit, but no. Nope.
I just realized these. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong stat block. That is a hit.
Oh. Okay. 12 damage plus 5. 17.
Alright, so you notch an arrow and you let it loose, and you hit it right below the chin, goes straight through the neck, goes limp, and dies.
Nice. And that's my turn.
Okay, Oswald, you're up.
Are the grappling hooks attached to ropes or chains?
That's a good question. The answer is ropes.
Interesting.
Nice.
The answer is none of your business.
You don't know.
You've never seen a rope or a chain before.
I have no object permanence. Nice.
I need you to make a history check.
All right. Okay, this is going to change slightly what I do. Oswald will bring up his both hands and in an L shape, like he's shooting guns, to go pew pew pew, and from it, silvery bolts of magic will shoot forth. As I'm going to cast magic missile, but target the like the grappling hooks where the rope connects. Try and sever the rope.
Okay. Yeah. As magic missile requires no roll, I'm gonna go ahead and have that. Which 3 ropes would you like to sever? Everywhere you see an elf is a grappling hook, and then there's the one right here.
Yep, the 3 closest to me.
Okay. Now the guys up on the wall right now, I'm gonna give them a dex check to kind of plant themselves on the ramparts.
No worries.
Just gonna give it a DC 10, so they gotta get an 8 or higher, and they both go plummeting.
Huzzah.
Which means this guy dies on impact because he's at 1 hit point. So
Does he go squish?
he does the Wilhelm scream and then dies.
Does he do the one scream they use in every single game when a unit dies? Every strategy game? I'm sure you guys know what scream I'm talking about. It's always the same. It's like one
That
of
was the
those three
Wilhelm.
sometimes.
And the other guy's gonna take 3d6 fall damage from the 30 feet plummet. 12 damage. He is not looking good.
And after shooting his finger guns, Oswald called, "Don't bother fighting them. Cut the ropes. Make them fall." And I don't think cowering in a corner is. I think that would be an action. So that's it for him.
It's actually a racial for the kobolds. So stop appropriating.
Oh.
Jiggin knows all about it.
All right, Esther.
Damn my.
Esther has her heavy crossbow drawn, and she's going to point it at the elf squaring off with Stravosa and let loose a bolt. Unfortunately, she is going to miss. Just barely. The bolt glances off of the elf's leather leaving a scar across the armor, but not penetrating. And I believe she can only make multiple attacks in melee, so that would make it Winnebeck's turn. Winnebeck had a ranged weapon out. He had his hand crossbow, but he's going to stow that and draw a short sword, and then he's going to strike at the elf next to him. He's got a +4 to hit, so that is a hit. He also has sneak attack damage, so he is going to do 8 plus 3, unfortunately. So that's 11 damage. His short sword penetrates deep into the elf's gut, and the elf, with his free hand, kind of grabs onto it, and the blade slides down his hand as he kind of stops it from going too deep, and then with agonizing breath, he throws the blade out of him with a spout of blood. He's not looking good, but he's still standing. And I know Vacla's not here, but I gotta drink some olive oil. It's a little bit of an inside joke. That'll make it Spooker's turn. Spooker. His stat block is way over here. He has a Morning Star, which he is going to try to introduce to this elf's face. But the elf is just too dang quick, and Spooker swings his Morning Star right over where the head was, but no longer. And at the bottom of the round, on the top of this tower here, Sephri is located, and she is going to notch an arrow and fire it into this elf, finishing him off. Thwap. Brawl, you're up.
Overall, can't quite cut the rope because there's kind of an elf on it. So he's gonna move forward here. Should I rage? That's a question. I've been thinking about it. Not now, not yet. So I'm gonna try to swing at this guy. Hopefully I get something better. Yeah, there you go.
You slash him right across the chest, almost severing one of his arms from his shoulder. As this deep cut, you see the bone. Badly, badly wounded. Clinging on for dear life.
And then I plant my 2 feet on the ground, and he's not coming over that wall.
Okay. That'll make it Buckrow's turn. Buckrow's going to ready in action. First elf that comes up, or first grappling hook that tries to latch itself in front of him, he's going to attempt to remove with a swift stroke of his axe. And that'll make it the elf's turn. Alright, this elf is going to do a little shimmy. Shimmy. And then continue to strike at Spooker. That is a solid miss. Yet this elf is going to climb up and strike. Oh, wait, they get 2 attacks. So he's going to attack again at Spooker. Also a miss. And then this guy has 2 attacks against Spooker. That is a crit. Spooker takes 10 damage. Spooker is now looking rather rough. He is wounded. The next attack is a miss. This guy's going to try to shove you, Verol.
Hopefully this time I can stand my freaking ground.
You got a 6.
Oh, trust me, I can make worse.
Okay.
Nope.
Then he's going to strike at you with the second attack. I don't think that's a hit. Nope.
No.
Okay, we have the potential of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grappling hooks. Ooh, looks like they're getting a little more aggressive. Oh, I forgot one down here. It is too late. Alright, so a wave of elves is going to mount the hooks, and then that'll be the elves' turn. Stravos, you're up.
Stravosa is going to once again make his arcane motions and attempt to latch his hand onto the face of the elf that's directly in front of him, and transfer his deadly heritage, his touch.
That is a hit.
By the way, are they wearing metal armor?
No, they're wearing leather.
Okay.
Yeah,
So this elf,
you give it a
does
brief
not
jolt.
have a reaction.
Does not have a reaction. Got it. As your electricity kind of courses across its face and causes his hair to poof out, he seems like he took the blow rather well. He's still, you know, you can see some small burnt flesh on his face. He's probably none too happy, but otherwise he's still operational. Caddy, you're up.
Woo, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and transfer my hunter's mark to this one.
Okay. Should be noted that if you're shooting at somebody who is behind the ramparts, I'm gonna give them minor cover.
Yeah, no, I figured. That's why I'm just handling these right now.
Okay.
And probably mumble something about having to do everything myself. And take an attack on that. 15 damage.
15 damage. Good grief. I saw not to fell him, but damn near close. Your arrow punches right into his flank, right underneath the ribs, and sinks in deep. And he just like all the energy drains out of his face as he kind of just stumps down, very close to death.
Good. Yeah, and that's my turn.
Okay. Oswald.
Okay, so Oswald is going to slowly creep down closer to the action, and as he does, this crystal that is attached to this very like simple necklace that he has around his neck is going to glow with red energy as he says, "The primal forces well within me," and he's going to take a deep breath right after saying it, and like his chest is going to expand almost cartoonish in nature before stepping right behind Buckrow and exhaling a gout of flame as I cast the spell Dragon's Breath, and I'm choosing fire. So in that 15-foot cone, I am thinking like, oh no, that's not my pointer. Where's my ruler? There's my ruler. Oh, I have a cone being created for me. Yeah, that's the ticket. Now we're on the trolley.
Is that right? No, I think it needs to be one square. So like of these.
Yes. Although, let me just. Yep. Like of that. Although if I can have it not hit my two companions,
I
that
think
would
they'll
be
get
super.
out of the way. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm alright with that. Alright, so I'm going to throw this to map layer so we can see who's all affected by it. So it looks like you're hitting... This elf's probably out of this... Yeah.
Yeah, it's only 15, so it's... Yeah.
So these 4 are getting scorched.
And the rope.
Hopefully.
And the rope. There's only 2 ropes in that blast, right? Yeah. But that's still 2 grappling hooks down. Alright, well, the ropes don't have dexterity, so they fail. And then I gotta make DC...
To get wiggle out of the way.
Alright, any roll of 11 or higher is going to beat. So 2 of them are going to take the full 11 damage. Which would be this one. Actually, this guy, I hate to break it. I hate to actually mention, this guy's actually on the ground floor.
Okay, that's cool.
I'm going to go ahead and make him the last roll, so these bottom 2 are the ones who failed.
Okay.
Which means this guy is a cinder. He's a corpse. He's smoldering. Stick a fork in him. He is done. And this other guy is going to take 11 damage, and then he's got to make an emergency saving throw, which he succeeds. So he's actually going to pull himself as his grappling hook kind of falls beneath him. He tumbles, but I'm going to have him appear prone. So he tumbles onto the battlements on his back. This guy takes half damage, yeah?
Yep.
So he takes 5 fire damage, and he also needs to do the similar save, which he also succeeds. So he's going to tumble in front of Buckrow there. And that's 2 ropes gone.
Yep, and unfortunately breathing the fire was my action. I used all my movement to get there, so that is everything for Oswald.
It's a pretty sweet round.
Oh yeah, did some work.
Alright, Esther's turn. Esther is going to...
Akabi, you always have these delicious looking things.
I'll share sometime.
Muttering a curse under her breath as she drops her heavy crossbow, she is going to draw her swords and come stepping up to the battlements and attack this here elf. She takes 2 strikes with her longsword. Swish, I believe that is a hit. Yep. Slashing the elf for 7 damage. And then she takes another strike with her longsword, missing horribly. And then she swings with her short sword, hitting for an additional 8 damage. So this elf is nearly deceased. And that'll make it Winnebeck's turn. Winnebeck sees this elf on the ground, and he's going to strike with his short sword, hitting for 3 plus 9, 12 damage, which is going to finish off the elf, having been burned rather badly by the dragon's breath. And that'll be Spooker's turn. Spooker's going to take this opportunity to go ahead and strike down at the prone guy, feeling a little opportunistic. And that's, I mean, the guy is probably screwed. Oh! Spooker. Spooker. How much damage do you do? Oh,
Why would...
he doesn't do a d12. He does 2d8. So, yeah, he's dead.
Okay. Why did Spooker not kill the standing guy who injured him? Oh no, that guy who was on the ground is one who... Never mind, sorry.
Alright, that's it for Spooker. Viral, you're up.
Well, Voral was about to rage and maybe frenzy a little to pay, like, since there was so many elves coming up. But at this point, it looks like the party has things under order for now. So he's gonna move 1 step here, just to be an annoyance. He's gonna at least rage as a bonus action, but that's at the end of this turn that he's gonna rage. And he's gonna swing... Oh, this guy's actually pretty hurt. This guy's a trouble on the wall. He doesn't want this guy to come up, so he's gonna swing at this guy.
Okay.
I know that if I hit him, he's dead. Like, there's just... Oh yeah, he's dead.
He is dead. He's gonna go tumbling down.
And again, Voral plants his foot very firmly on the ground, and hopefully this guy can't come up.
Okay.
And I'm raging. I'm not sure if we want to put a token, because it lasts 10 turns.
You can handle it. Alright, Buckrow is going to, with a roar, he's going to recklessly swing at this guy. I think I forgot already the action he had, but that's the problem with having so many NPCs. And then, yeah, okay. Dead elf. And then it would be the elf's turn. Alright.
Don't forget the grappling hooks.
Thanks for reminding him.
Had I? Alright. So, first and foremost, Mr. Raging Boy. He's going to try to push you. He got an 8. And I believe since you're raging, you have advantage if you use athletics.
Well, I have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Athletics is a strength check.
Yeah, you're right. So I think, yeah, I would have advantage. Ooh, barely.
Alright. And then he's going to take a swing at you. Missing. Alright, this guy is going to attack Spooker. Missing.
Spooker, no.
And then missing. And then he's going to go ahead and step here. Kind of gracefully moving between the two of you. And this other elf is going to climb forward and take a swing at Spooker.
No, Spooker, me. Attack me.
Hitting Spooker for 6 damage. Spooker is now pretty badly wounded. And then the elf is going to go ahead and attack you, Veral, and kind of spread the love. And he hit. For 4
And
damage.
I got resistance to slashing, bludgeoning,
So 2.
and yeah, 2.
Alright, and then we have some elves that are going to start climbing up. Now, they're running out of grappling hooks. Including the ones that are on the board, they've used 6. So they only have they only have so many grappling hooks. I'm not going to tell you how many. That would be silly. And all 4 of the ones I rolled are now on the wall. So starting with this one. And oh wait, that would be all of them, yeah? Yeah. Okay, so everywhere I have
If only you knew what I was about to pull.
Stravosa, you're up.
How do you do a Kurt pointer again? It's been a long time since I've been
Do
on
what?
20. There used to be you could.
If you have it on the pointer, just left click and hold, and it'll ping.
Ping? Yeah.
No, I needed to point an arrow.
A ruler?
Oh, yeah.
That it should look like a ruler with the circle around it. You click on that, you should be able to do one of these.
Oh, the circle was what was getting.
Yeah, they
getting me.
updated the ruler tool.
Okay, so all of these elves are holding on for dear life on the wall, right? Everyone.
Yeah,
that I'm
all
pointing at?
8 of them.
Okay, so this is going to be fun. I'm going to cast Sleep as a 2nd level spell, targeting a point I can see within range right here. Oh, actually, further out. I don't. Can you extend the battle map? I'm trying
Cannot.
to hit
But what I can do is go ahead and draw you a square. What's the radius?
20-foot square.
20-foot radius or 20-foot square?
A point you can. Let me post the spell. We can find out.
It's radius. It's within 20 feet of the point you choose.
Oh, okay.
Good radius, huh? That's rather large.
Alright.
So you could get everyone holding on.
I need to roll an additional 2d8. I'm just very confused on how prompt for advantage and higher spell levels work with this particular sheet.
I don't know how higher spell levels work. Just do the /R2d8. Did they get a resistance to this? It's been a while.
Nope.
Nope.
It's just bedtime for
Well,
Lonzo.
They will because they're elves, and the elves can't be magically put to sleep. So
Oh, right. Never mind then.
Well, you already threw out the spell. So, Stravosa, you weave your magic and you cast Sleep, and you look on and in horror as all of the elves are completely unfazed. Oof.
I'm.
Go ahead and gain an inspiration.
Okay, I was gonna say I was a little annoyed about that because I only posted the spell so we could find out if it was a radius or not.
Alright. Alright. Go ahead and... so you don't cast it.
Okay. I'm gonna step to this elf and I'm going to grab his face with my clawed hand and cast Shocking Grasp.
Okay. That is a miss.
That is fair.
Okay. Caddy, you're up.
That would have been so good though.
Oh yeah,
Put,
if they weren't elves.
3 or 4 of them to sleep. Let's see. I would have put 37 hit points of people to night, sweet prince. Oh wow.
That would have been 3 of them, but yeah.
Caddy, you are muted, FYI.
Ooh, rip.
No, that's okay. I was trying to get my dog to be quiet. Anyway, I was gonna shoot the guy that I have Hunter's Mark on, but that roll is not great, so I don't think it'll hit.
That guy? Yeah, unfortunately you just miss. Your
Okay.
arrow hits him in the armor, and it just, at the angle it goes in, just kind of glides up the leather, and doesn't, maybe gives him a little superficial cut, but no effective damage.
Cool. While I'm at it, I'm going to use my move action to dismount from Askew and step to this side, so that Askew is where I was standing. There. Thanks. And that's my turn.
Okay. In the midst of this battle, you guys have seen a lot of elves who are all wearing what they would call standard equipment. But this wild-eyed, brown-haired elf, brownish red, leaps over the battlements with a ornately carved bow and daggers kind of stuffed somewhere on her back, digging into her completely unkept hair, and you see sticks and leaves kind of tangled in there. And she grows this smile, rather disconcerting, as she takes a step over towards the gnome, pulling an arrow from her back and notching it. And she is going to fire at you, Caddy. I do believe that is going to be a miss. But she gets another attack. So the first arrow flies past your head, and the arrow shatters on the wall. And she knocks another one and shoots. And let me check your AC. Just hits.
Oh.
And she is going to use her, as a bonus action, she's going to use Archer's Eye. So she's going to do additional damage on this. So okay, that's pretty good for you. That's pretty bad for you. You take 15 piercing damage.
Oh no.
Alright. Oswald, you're up.
Okay. So once again, we're all these elves on the other side of the wall, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they're all on ropes.
They're all coming up on the ramparts right now.
Okay, well, second verse, same as the first. Once again, his chest swells up much like a balloon before another gout of flame comes spewing forth in pretty much the same area.
So it'll hit these 3, yeah?
Yeah, I don't even think it'll hit the top one, unfortunately.
No, I think it should. It's a 15-foot
Nah.
cone.
1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, maybe. 15-foot cones are always odd on the angle.
Right. Yeah, let's have it hit him.
Okay, cool. I mean, if you're down with that. So the DC is going to be 13 once again, and
Cast
if
a
they
spell.
fail...
If you cast a spell, it'll have it on there. Every time you come back, you kick out Macarb.
Apparently so.
It's starting to become a thing. Alright, what did you say the DC was?
13.
Okay, one of them is going to fail. So that one's going to take the full 9 damage. However, even with your half damage, this elf is going to become crispy. So Macabre, every time new guy turns on his camera, you get booted from the call.
Yep.
Yeah, I noticed.
So it's all new guy's fault.
Next time I need to go AFK, I'll put a sheet over the camera instead.
I'd appreciate it.
All right, Oswald, is that it?
Are some of the grappling hooks still attached? Because that was
Oh, right.
kind of his main focus.
Right, yeah, we need to do dex checks on the 2 that are still remaining. One of them manages to roll up here,
Oh no, that's closer to me.
and the other one falls, taking... actually, put a 2. Taking 10, so he's actually going to die from the fall. Another
Nice.
Wilhelm scream echoes out into the wild world, and there's a crunch.
And then looking at the elf that is now in front of him, he's just gonna also just look at him and go, it was him, and he'll point to Buckrow. And then I would move away, but he is now close to me, so Oswald is gonna hope and pray that no one attacks him.
Yeah, that's where I was.
Nice, Blinky. Yeah, take a picture of your room, put it in front. So it's just you know, a picture of the room without you. I like it.
Yep.
All right, Esther. She is going to strike out at this dude with a flurry of blows that go nowhere. All right, Winnebeck's turn. He's going to stab at the elf on the floor, and he hits for 15 damage, killing this elf.
So I assume this is not a friend?
Nope. Okay, Spooker's turn.
I'm coming, Caddy.
Spooker's going to try to finish off this elf. He is going to swing his Morning Star and hit. And I believe the Morning Star does 2d8. This guy has 1 hit point, so I'm not even going to waste our time. He's dead. Okay. Overall, you're up. Oh, I'm sorry. At the bottom of the round, Sefri on the wall is going to go ahead and take a shot at this guy next to Spooker and injures him. Now it's your turn, Viral.
Okay, well, first, now we're on turn 9, so let me just adjust the token. 9, perfect. Okay, so Viral sees that there's not that many elves alive, but he figures there might be more climbing up, and on top of that, there's one that has seemed to have gotten free. So he's gonna frenzy. So not this turn, but next turn I can take a bonus action to attack on each of my turn while my rage is happening. So not this one. So for this one, I'm gonna kill this one who's on the wall.
Okay, the one who just got an arrow to the shoulder.
Yeah, who's hurt. So hopefully I can take him down.
You do. It's a dead elf.
Then I need to make sure that she can't go anywhere, and I'm resistant. So Viral's gonna go 1,
Okay,
taking
that
an
guy-
attack opportunity. Missing, I believe. I got
Yep.
15,
That's a miss.
and then 2.
That's another attack of opportunity. That is a hit.
That one hits.
You take 4.
So 2, and that's my turn.
Alright, Buckrow is going to use Reckless, swing, and how much damage does he do? Just 15, so he almost kills this elf. Another visceral display of the raw power in his swing. He almost kills yet another elf. Now it's the elf's turn. Alright, since Viral gave up ground, all 3 of these elves are just going to mount the wall.
He can come back and take care of them.
This one is going to strike at Stravosa, sorry. He got a... Do you need something? Okay,
You got a what?
sorry. Wife aggro. He got a 15.
He misses. He fails.
He just
Impact.
narrowly misses you. The next one down is going to
bounces
attack Spooker. Oh wait, he's got a second attack. He's actually going to attack Spooker with his second attack. Missing. And then this guy down is going to attack Spooker. That is a hit. Spooker takes 4 damage. Spooker goes down.
Damn it.
And that was... which attack? Was that the second attack? Or the... I lost track. No, that was his first attack. Alright, so this elf is going to step here and attack you with
No,
the second
down.
attack.
Attack me.
And that is going to be a hit. Stravosa, you take 8 piercing damage. Oof.
Ow.
So Stravosa is starting to look a little rough. He is now looking wounded. Alright, this guy is going to swing at the raging half-orc
Nope.
and crit him
Okay.
for 9 piercing, which will be 4 piercing.
They're tickling me.
This guy is going to just attack Buckrow. And he has advantage because Buckrow used Reckless. So that is a hit for 3. Buckrow is a mountain of hit points. And then he's going to... Does Reckless... Is it the next attack or is it just you have... You done effed up?
All attacks.
It's
Yeah, okay.
all attacks for the turn until the start
So
of the
that
next
is a hit for another 4 damage. And then we have the last... It appears to be the last of the elves start to make their climb. Stravosa, you're up.
Alright, Stravosa is going to attempt to shocking grasp the elf directly in front of him.
Would that be this one?
The one to below me.
Okay. Stravosa, the humidity in the air is not doing you any favors. Or would it actually help? I don't know how lightning works. Alright, once again, they definitely move out of the way of your hand as you reach out to shock them, and lightning kind of crackles out into the open air harmlessly. Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Caddy, you're up.
Coolio. I'm gonna go ahead and put Hunter's Mark on the lady who hurt me, because I don't like her one bit.
Yes, to answer your question.
Okay, so then I'm gonna shoot her with the silver arrow.
Silver though, ooh.
Yes. I held on to them after that bit of campaign. Because they're important.
You fire the arrow, and she moves out of the way, and the arrow kind of whizzes between everybody, and eventually strikes one of the ramparts.
Cool. Then I'm gonna go ahead and use my movement to lay prone underneath a skew. Just hop on over. Yeah. And that's my
Okay.
turn.
All right, her turn.
Let's see her hit me with an arrow now.
Well, she has a raging, berserking half-orc behind her. I think she might switch target. We'll see.
That's the hope.
Okay. Yeah, as you come up to her, she hears you approach, and she, in one kind of complex but fluid motion, she throws the bow around one shoulder and draws her blades, and then comes striking towards you. And she's going to swing. That's going to be a hit. You take 6 piercing, 3. And then she hits again for 9 or 4.
Believe that's 4.
Yep.
And I'm starting to look a little rough, but I'm still standing.
Okay. Oswald, you're up.
All right. Oswald is just going to... He's going to move. Please protect me, Buckrow. But he's going to move right below Buckrow as once again, chest swells up. This time you think you hear him say "Koten," no jutsu, before fire exhales from his mouth.
I don't know what that is a reference to, but I can guess.
Naruto.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
And hopefully I hit the bottom 3, which are at the edge of the 15 feet, and not Stravosa.
You mean like in a this wordly direction? Because I would definitely hit Stravosa.
Yeah, that's the kind of the direction that I'm aiming at. But I'm hoping that he can dodge.
All right, bud. Stravosa, good luck. And you're shooting fire, right?
Yeah, it's once I cast the spell, it uses the same fire type or energy type.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't roll the damage there. My bad. We'll do that.
That's the one. Okay.
Woo! 7 damage.
Well, if he fails, he's still standing, so there's that. All right. So Dex saves. They need to get. Okay. So you take 3, Stravosa. So they need to get 11s to succeed. So the middle guy is going to be okay. Well, not okay. He takes 3 damage. The rest takes 7. Okay. That burst of flame didn't really have a lot of gumption behind it. They don't seem all that impressed. However, the rope is
Very impressed.
very, very impressed. So this guy's gonna make a Dex check here, which he succeeds. So he's gonna tumble. I'm gonna flip a coin. 1 is here, and then 2 will be south. All right, so he comes tumbling here as his rope disappears from beneath him.
All right, and then the gentleman in front of Buckrow is going to get an attack of opportunity against Oswald, as Oswald is going to back up into his corner, but leave his threatened area.
That is going to be a hit
Yeah. God.
for 5 piercing damage.
Oof. My squishy man. Yeah, that's it for him. Now bleeding. He is looking very frantic.
Okay. Esther's turn. Esther's going to, once again, try to kill this person. There we go. And that is a dead elf. And then with her remaining attack, she's going to go ahead and cut the rope on the Winnebeck's turn. Winnebeck is going to draw his hand crossbow and try to shoot past Stravosa towards that guy. And I think that is actually going to be a hit. Yes, and so he's going to do... no, the hand crossbow does 1d6. My mistake. Same result. A total of 10 damage, which is going to kill the guy next to you. Shoots him and he kind of tumbles off the battlements and goes falling down. Alright. Spooker. Spooker stabilizes.
Well, that's good. I feel less bad.
Alright, at the top of the round. Sefri emerges from the tower. And she notches an arrow that is tied to a rope. And she fires it in such a way that it ricochets off of one of the ramparts and wraps around it. And then she throws the rope down, which is creating a rope that will descend down to the ground floor. And she shouts, "I think it's time to fall back!" And Viral, you're up.
Viral is raging too much to be able to tell Caddy anything, but he's gonna hold the position for her. And he's gonna attack that lady recklessly, giving him advantage, but disadvantage on all attacks against him. And depending on how it goes, he might do another attack on her. So let's do that. So weapons, attack, advantage. I'm glad I did that. 16.
16 is a
9.
hit for 9.
I'm assuming she looks still kind of
Yeah,
fine.
you kind of glance off of her shoulder. A little bit of blood starts to trickle down the gash you made, but otherwise no worse for wear.
And how's this guy looking behind me? Still
He's
fine?
uninjured.
Boom, 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 boom. I need to start clearing up these people. I got her attention. I'm gonna try to attack this guy with my bonus attack. This one's a normal attack. 9.
All right, you cleave into him. He's wounded.
And that's my turn.
Okay, Buckrow.
Also,
Axe in hand, Buckrow lets out a shout and comes running up to Stravosa's side, and he shouts, "I've got you, Stravosa! I think we should listen to the elf." And then as he looks at you, and he says that, and then he looks to the elf and goes, "Roar!" and does a reckless swing. And that is going to be a hit, and that is going to be a dead elf. So as he kind of like swings, he slams his blades deep into the elf and topples him over the battlements, and it goes tumbling down. And is also dead. I should, do the dead.
And also dead.
And is also dead. Alright, and now it is the elf's turn. First and foremost, this elf is going to come to stand. And he's going to kind of do an acrobatic jump to come up to standing, and then come rushing towards Buckrow, swinging, hitting for 4 damage, swinging again for an additional 5 damage. Total of 9. Buckrow looks like he can take it. This elf is going to step towards the staircase, and as he does, he kind of twirls and slashes out at Viral, missing. And once he plants his foot, he lunges for a second
he has
strike.
advantage.
He has advantage, so I'm going to put that in one attack. That case, 16 is a hit.
Yes.
Okay. So with his twirling strike, hits you for 7. And with his second strike, he comes in and hits you for another 7. So that's 3 and 3.
Yep.
This elf finishes climbing up the battlements and turns his attention to the half-orc. Still have advantage?
Yeah, all attacks on me until my next turn.
Okay. Hits. 7. Hits. 7. I'm beginning
Could you
to
stop
see a
rolling
trend.
7? It's starting to hurt.
The last one comes climbing up, and as he does so, draws the bow from his back, notches an arrow, and is going to fire one at Buckrow, hitting for 3 damage, and then turns around and fires another one at Viral, hitting for 8.
Okay, I'm not doing good.
Okay, Stravosa, you're up.
Okay, Stravosa is going to lean towards Buckrow as they're dodging the attacks of this elf in front of them. And he says, "Are you ready to leave on my signal?"
Buckrow kind of gives an affirmative grump.
Okay, I am going to cast invisibility, and I'm going to use the Metamagic Twin spell on it, targeting myself and Buckrow.
Okay. The two of you vanish from sight, much to the elves' surprise.
So I'm going to roleplay this. So I bring my hands together, and my ring, which you can see because I'm wearing the same ring as Stravosa, it crackles and sparks start flying off of it, and I put my hand on my chest and my other hand on Buckrow, and I shout something in Draconic, and then we both vanish in a shower of sparks.
Nice. Yeah, the elf takes one step back.
It bears mentioning that an attack of opportunity is against a creature that you can see.
Right.
Within range.
So you can just shuffle on out of there.
Yes. Except there are elves in the way of the stairs.
You can. He's not occupying the entire square. You can navigate around him.
Okay.
was neat. Is that part of the ruler update? I think only I saw that.
No, everyone that says
Oh,
saw
okay.
that. It's when you pick up your token, if you hit spacebar, it'll start setting waypoints, and you can just every space you want to move, you just keep it in space, and then when you drop your token, it'll actually show, but yourself, the movement that you do.
Man, I never knew about that.
Also, give Buckrow the ninja icon, as he is invisible. And everyone knows you never see ninjas coming.
Right, obviously. Okay, Caddy, you're up.
Cool. How's she look?
Her? She's got a little bitty cut on one shoulder.
Oh yeah, she's doing fine. And how's the? Oh, I don't have my ruler on. How's that one look?
Injured, wounded.
Cool. I'm gonna send a skew if I can move that token real fast.
Should be able to.
Yeah, I'm gonna send a skew to charge that one.
Are you clinging
That I
to
just-
his belly?
No,
Okay.
I wasn't planning on it. Felt like that would be a little weird. Kind of Odysseus style, I guess. So that's the tusk to attack, and the extra.
You wanted him here, yeah? For some reason, it didn't update for me.
Yeah. And then
Alright.
the extra damage, and then also a DC 11 strength save.
That, no,
would be not,
no,
yeah.
no. He doesn't do that. He dies instead.
Good.
He dies instead.
Yeah. All right. So, a skew is a man. Skewers him.
Good. A skew skewers a man.
A skew skewers. Anything else?
That's it for me.
Okay. Samira kind of glances aside as this poor boar comes charging past and kills one of her men, and she sneers. I think I just said her name and you guys don't know it, but oh well. And then she twirls both her blades and goes in for the kill. Are you still advantaged against?
It hasn't been my turn, so I believe so, yes.
For all...
I did not plan on everybody hitting me, so.
Sweet. Well, didn't you say last turn? Hit me, hit me, hit me.
Yeah, now not so much. Now not so much.
All right. Well, she obliges you, and she's going to hit you for 5,
So that's 2.
and then misses.
That's good. That means I'm still somewhat standing.
All right, Oswald, you're up.
All right, Stravosa, would Oswald know that you could cast invisibility?
Yes.
Okay, so basically that's how you kind of captured him? Okay, that makes things a little different. All right, and the rope that Sefri fired to allow us to escape is in between myself and Winnebeck, or is it below Winnebeck?
Let's just say, yeah, in the general region of here. We'll use a grappling hook for reference.
Okay.
You could reach past Winnebeck because he's not a threat to you and descend.
Yep. In that case, that is what Oswald is going to do, is follow the archer that has been in the tower's advice and start climbing down this rope, although you can see he is rather shaky as he starts to climb down the rope.
Side note, I actually had planned that Starosa successfully cast suggestion on you, and his suggestion was, you're very tired after this chase. You should give up.
Interesting. I'm
Then
down.
he put handcuffs on you.
And then he put handcuffs on you. And that was that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and say Oswald is on the ground.
Sweet.
Alright, Esther is going to... Well, actually, since Buckrow's vanished, she scoops up her heavy crossbow and rather deftly, because she is wearing gloves, unlike apparently Oswald, she just grabs on, wraps her feet, and slides down it fireman style.
He's just very weak. He's wearing gloves. He's just very
okay.
weak.
Gotcha. Yeah, she's kind of rather fit. Alright, Winnebeck's turn. He's going to do the same. So those three have escaped. Brawl, you're up.
Verall is frenzied.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think a frenzied rage it has the word retreat in its dictionary.
No, I don't think so. That's the problem.
Can you make a check to end it early? I don't remember. I've
use
never
my
had a
bonus
barbarian need to end their rage early before.
I can use my bonus action
my-
to end it early, but I need it to escape. That's the problem.
Well, no, you could take a full action to disengage.
Yeah.
Ah, you're right. So, bonus action, remove rage, realize he's been beaten. There's no way he's gonna get through that. So let's remove the token. I'm also exhausted because I used frenzy. Exhausted level 1.
Yep.
And full action disengager is gonna dodge everything he can to move here, and just leap over and land into this.
Alright, we're gonna say Verall is out of there.
Man, look at all the elves we killed, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you guys
okay.
did a number on it.
I'm still laying on the ground.
Yes.
Well, Verall's gonna go there. Well, not on this turn because it's too far, but on the next turn, I guess. And if she's still alive and not captured, he's
Thanks.
gonna offer to catch her.
Buckrow's turn. Buckrow looks to the staircase. None of you can see this, of course, because he is invisible. Then he looks down at his friend Spooker. And he careens his neck and looks past all the elves and sees the tiny gnome prone on the ground. And with a crescending battle cry, breaks his invisibility with a stroke at the
Remember
elven
his
woman.
advantage. 'Cause
Yes, I
he's
will give him
an
advantage.
attacker.
And that will hit for a walloping 15 damage. Slams into her shoulder blade with a spurt of blood, and she has this startled look on her face as she wrenches herself free. She turns, and this dwarf's like, "I'm not done with you, lass!" And then that's his turn.
And Stravosa's quietly, so much so that only Verall can hear him, said, "God damn it, Buckrow."
God damn it, Buckrow.
Yeah, he just said,
I
"God
like.
damn it,
I just
Buckrow."
noticed the chat, and then he runs for the stairs. Bye. No, Buckrow has a heart of a hero. As the elves begin to pincushion him with arrows, first one's going to strike with his blade at Buckrow, but Buckrow didn't use reckless, so they don't have advantage, which is good. That means only one hit. One of his attacks hit for only 3 damage. The other two notch arrows and shoot at Buckrow. I'm just going to do both attacks at once. I believe that's a double hit. He does not have a lot in the way of AC. Yep. So that's 6 and 9 for 15 more damage. Buckrow is finally looking wounded, and the second one's going to fire. Both of them hitting for 4 and 10 damage. That's 14 damage. Buckrow is now badly wounded. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and remove everyone who's bolted. Everyone, I'm gonna pull all of you. So it's just gonna be the pertinent people. Okay, Caddy. You're
Well, could Oswald still see people from down below, or is the
it's a
height
30-foot
difference?
wall. Yeah.
Okay, never
Yeah.
mind.
So Caddy, you're up.
Cool.
You're no longer invisible, sir.
Askew is going to try and tusk this lady.
Okay. A little grazed, but it gets her.
I mean, it did technically hit, but
It did.
boy, was that damage bad.
Boy howdy.
Whew. And I am going to, I guess I lose my concentration on Hunter's Mark, but I'm going to cast Goodberry.
Why would you lose?
It
Well,
doesn't require
do I-
concentration.
It doesn't? Cool.
No.
Then I'm gonna cast Goodberry anyway.
Okay.
Neat. And that's my turn.
Macabre, that's your turn.
Like, I can't. Where am I gonna go? I've got.
Well, there's a door right behind you.
There is? Oh, jeez. I can't even see it on the map. It's blacked out.
To be fair, you're right. But there's a door right behind you.
So that would be good to know. Then, yeah, I'm gonna stand. You just have my
Yes,
movement.
someone is playing a harmonica. My 2-year-old was given a harmonica, and
Then I'm gonna go through the door. Can I open it? Is it unlocked?
it is
Because
unlocked.
if you,
It is sadly locked. You're screwed.
and then you're like, oh, by the way, it's locked.
By the way, it's locked. I gave you false hope. I'm not sorry.
Yeah, no. Anyway, let's scoot through there. If you could, thank you. And close it. And I actually don't close the door.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do this.
Okay. I'm curious to see what you can see, but I can do that. Oh, see everything.
Yeah.
All right. Sonira is her name. I just keep saying it. She sneers and she turns to Buckrow, blades in hand, and she's going to swing at him. The first blow, he kind of moves out of the way, and then her second strike. That's about right. Is a crit. For 10 damage. He's still standing, but he is very close to death. Buckrow's turn. He's going to spin around and swing at this elf. Ooh, he crits. With dismal rolls. We'll chalk it up to his incredibly poor constitution at this moment. He's very near being defeated. So he only hits for 6 damage. Caddy, as you're the only one still on the wall, you can kind of hear his desperation in his grunts as he twirls around, and he's just kind of swishing his battle axe, his great axe, from side to side. And then the elves go, and this one who just got hit in the chest by his axe is going to come down and strike, missing, and then hitting for 8 damage. Buckrow goes down. Caddy.
Right.
Sefri is going to shoot you another escape rope, should you choose to take it. And you can have Askew disengage and run down the stairs.
Yeah. I mean, I can't see Askew from here.
Right. That's how we're gonna just go ahead and wrap things up.
Yeah, but I think that's a good way to do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat my berries.
Alright. As you guys... Those of you who escaped, as you regroup at the foot of the ramp, the other group limps back to you. Dwarf
That ain't good.
is unconscious, Asith is wounded, and there's no sign of Crunge.
No. Where is he? Where's Crunch?
Ulfrid, the wizard, the young wizard, he kind of looks at you and he says, he stayed behind so that we can get Dwath.
And y'all just let him? You just left him there? Like,
We don't argue with Crunge. And we were being overrun. The treant knocked Dwathier unconscious with a single blow. Alkirk and Aelfled appear at the top of the ramp. And Alkirk says, "Alright, we're falling back. Come on, we're going to close the gate." And right as he says that, behind you, over here, you hear a crack as about 8 large vines penetrate through the stone wall, sticking out to about here, about 20 feet deep. Then they pull back, and as they do, they breach the wall open, creating a large enough hole for about 2 people to enter on either side. Rubble kind of like melts out of the way of these vines, and you hear everyone hears a couple of elven battle cries shout out through the hole. And Aelfled, the woman wizard at the top of the ramp, quickly like makes a "let's go" gesture to everyone to ascend. I assume you guys are not going to argue.
No, not in the shape that Varal is in.
No.
Oswald fights his impulse to turn himself into a barrel, but will instead run upstairs.
All right.
Fine.
Once you guys are inside, Durkap and Alkirk quickly close the door. Each of you make a quick... actually, unfortunately... Okay, I'll just give it to Caddy. So, Caddy, you look out down the ramp one last time as the gates are closing, and as elves are pouring through the hole in the wall, one elf, 7 foot tall, shining armor, steps over the rubble, and you recognize him.
No.
It's the elf from the pier.
It's your long-lost father.
I'm gonna kill him. in
Caddy.
particular.
I am your father.
That'd be a twist.
That'd be a little weird. You're the runt of the family, obviously.
Clearly. I'm gonna kill him in particular.
Screw him in particular. Alright, you guys have a moment to catch your breath. Oh, right. I almost feel bad for not mentioning him, but Huxley was at the front gate, and he does not join. He did not join Dwarf and Company when he returned either.
No. But Huxley's so nice.
So, how are each of you kind of handling the current situation?
Oh, Stravosa, who is still invisible, is fucking pissed.
But nobody can tell, so it doesn't matter.
No, you can hear him sputtering with rage. You just can't see
You
him.
just hear a shadowy draconic in the corner spouting off.
Varal is tired, wounded, angry, and has all sort of feelings he's never had before. One of them being sadness that he Crunch and people have been hurt and left behind. It's usually not his style, but the situation required it. You can see that despite his kind of sullen look, he's calculating like with the fight that's most likely upcoming, what can he do? Like, what are going to be his options? And it doesn't look like retreat's going to be one of them.
Oswald is merely checking his surroundings, trying to find escape routes or items or objects that he could implement in some sort of Home Alone style defense tactic. But his mind is always racing. I mean, if we can find paint cans and some ropes, he'll start setting those up.
Some puppets that look like people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I could probably help with that bit. Gosh, I'm just so darned mad. Y'all.
Stravosa is so mad that his good friend decided to be a hero instead of get out alive.
That is what it appears.
Yeah, you know what? It's also very irritating. You should watch everyone just kind of leave, but that's cool. That's whatever. Maybe the good friend was the only decent person, but that's fine. Oh, man. I want to stick it to these guys.
Stravosa, you are invisible. But you can see that your frustrated pain is shared by both Esther and Winnebeck. Only now they've come to realize that Buckrow stayed on the wall.
we should have stayed and finished it.
Stravosa is going to drop his invisibility. He's just too torn up to keep concentration. He is. Buckrow is the one that made him feel welcome here. The thought that no, he's going to stay invisible and he's going to go back to the wall to try and find Buckrow.
Well, the door is closed.
Oh.
However, you could. Sefri kind of emerges on the ramparts over the gate, so you could climb the stairs and get up to the ramparts. And she says, "They're bringing the tree ant up."
What of Buckrow?
It looks
He's
like
been captured,
yes, it looks like he's been captured.
but he still breathes.
I can't tell from this distance, dear.
So why was it you told us to retreat when we seemed to be doing all well on the wall?
Well, from 30 feet, 40 feet in the air, I saw the elves approaching the south wall, and I also saw that the front gate had fallen. I didn't want you guys to be cut off on the wall.
All right, fair enough. That makes sense. Just curious is all. I still don't understand what a tree ant is, but I guess I'll see soon enough.
Well, you could come up here and get yourself a look.
I could do that, but not going to. See it when it comes through the door.
As it surely will,
All Kirk.
because this door is not going to be stronger than the gate. Now we've just made ourselves ducks in a freaking pond, fish in a goddamn barrel. We can't even fly, so the fish is probably the more accurate one here.
All Kirk has been calculating this since he closed the gate, and he turns to Dirkcap and he says, "Dirkcap, my boy, if I remember correctly, tree ants are none too fond of fire. Do you think you could wake up with some kind of fire bomb? We could take out this beast before it caves in our door?" And Dirkcap kind of like, well, I might be able to come up with something. I mean, Lord knows I make a lot of things that explode. And for you newcomers, Dirkcap is the resident moonshiner. He's like,
So Stravosa sort of steeples his fingers and he questions whether we could manage to get him alone with the wounded, with their wounded general, considering that Buckrow nearly killed her, and he sort of looks at
Alkirk?
the wizard guy.
The wizard
Yeah,
guy?
his name is
Ulfred?
Ulfred. And he says, "Our wizard, right?"
Oh, Oswald?
Oswald. There's quite a few wizards
Sorry.
here. It
Names
is a
are hard.
gathering.
And I'm sure Oswald has an idea of what Stravosa is planning to attempt.
Well, just once again, while it may have worked on me, I think that was just luck. All kind, at least, especially the full-blooded ones, are a little bit more resilient to having their minds played around with.
This is a fair point.
That's why I tend not to try to trick them, at least by affecting their minds. But I mean, we could always have luck on our side. Once again, you managed to get me, and that's a feat and a half. It is so.
Yes. It was quite the struggle. A contest of wills, so to speak.
So you've expressed aloud that you want to isolate the female commander and take her down?
I've expressed aloud that I would like to isolate her and cast suggestion.
Right. Alkirk kind of is like, I don't know how much good that'll do. I don't think she's the sole leader. We saw that elf armored head to toe. He looked kind of important. And we don't know who cast a spell that breached the wall.
Could be the 3.
That armored fellow is very, very dangerous.
We're not much conditioned to fight.
Well, we might have something for that. ilwDY, fetch some healing potions. Let's get everybody back to fit and form. And as she shuffles off inside, we're going to go ahead and take our break. So, I'm going to go put the toddler to bed. And we're going to take hopefully about a 15-minute break here. So, for you new players, this is time for you guys to get snacks, get drinks, use the bathroom. Do all you need to do. We're going to try to be back 16 after. But that depends on the little guy. So, stick around. We got another hour 45 of Dire Roll Fire and Blade. We're going to see how this siege turns out. Thank you guys for joining us thus far, and we'll be back. Nope, that's the wrong button. Alright, everybody, we're back. Thank
Hi,
you for
everybody.
waiting. Alright, so, quick recap. The Thanger Elves are laying siege to the castle. Some of the party members' friends and co-workers have fallen to the elves, and their fate is unknown. And they're trying to figure out how to deal with the treant that is about to punch in their gate. Have you guys spent any of the break time considering what you're going to do next?
That would have been practical.
No, we
Yeah,
were
that
socializing.
would've been
Hey,
I
that's
introduced him to
good.
my animals.
All right.
But
well,
also, that means we did not meta game.
nailed it.
Yeah. We're never meta. That would be bad. Anyway. Aren't there like... Yeah, that's where I want to be. In a place where I can shoot people and they can't see me.
Well, Voral's plan is pretty much to heal using the healing potions that are supposed to come over as much
Yeah.
as possible, and then kill whatever comes out through that door. That's
Okay.
pretty much his plan.
ilwDY returns from her tower with a greater healing potion for each of you. Greater healing potions heal 44 plus 4.
I could have asked for more, but I'm not going to complain.
Darn it. I keep pressing it the wrong way.
Well, that's nice. Pick me up right there.
That's way more than I need.
Can we switch then?
I'd already like eaten my good berries. I was like rocking it.
See, you should have saved the good berries.
I really should have.
Is
You know
Oswald
what?
gonna imbibe?
No, he's going to keep the potion for an emergency.
Okay.
I also want to point out that when I chose Goodberry, you made fun of me and said it would never be useful as long as I lived.
Are you kidding? Good berry saves people in all campaigns.
It's
Bacon-
it's statistically
bacon made
better than cure light wounds in almost every situation.
Well,
Except for when time is a factor.
yes.
Yeah.
And also when people don't like to be force-fed while unconscious.
It's also very important to note that for someone whose wisdom is 11, maybe Cure Light Wounds is not exactly what I should grab as a spell.
Well, at least you're not getting penalties anymore.
I mean, I was 9 before then, so a -1.
Best
Do we
ranger
have, like-
NA.
Do we have like a watchtower that I could post up on?
Well, you have the gatehouse, which is 2 towers with a gate in the middle.
Yeah, I just don't know how to get there as far as moving my token there.
Wouldn't worry about it. What do you want to see?
I want to be there to shoot things.
Okay. If you start shooting at elves, they might shoot back.
I know. I'm not shooting there yet.
Okay.
Were all the Thanger Elves wearing the same regalia?
Yes. Except for
Mine is
the
the
leader.
giant.
And the guy in the full plate. Yeah, he is quite unique.
Okay. Interesting. Were they wearing helmets?
Yeah, leather helmets. Hardened leather. Probably over some metal.
Interesting.
How long does Hunter's Mark last?
An hour.
Yeah.
It has not yet been an hour.
It's a long rest to get rid of an exhaustion level, is it?
That is correct.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get a long rest. So, what short rest won't do me any good. At least I still got 2 rages, so that's not too bad. If we take a short rest, well, at least if Varal takes a short rest, he can spend some hit dice, right?
Correct.
So, just in case the siege holds out, like I don't know, he's hoping that maybe the people will talk it out, or maybe they'll prepare outside. He's gonna start resting, still ready to, like, you know, weapons at the ready and stuff, but he's just gonna sit down and take a breather, and with a little bit of hope, if it goes, I think it's 10 minutes, he'll be able to roll a few hit dice.
No, it's an hour.
It's an hour? I mean, the odds could still happen, very low, but we're gonna sit down for now, like maybe against the wall, against the door here.
So, as you
Just
guys
wait.
are kind of collecting yourselves, Sefri peeks out from over the battlements again, and she says, "Okay, it looks like 34 elves and 1 treant have gathered in the courtyard below."
Yeah, can I get a look around from the guard tower?
Sure.
How can I get there on map? I guess I'm not worried about it.
Go ahead and... Are you trying not to make your little peak visible?
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and roll stealth with advantage.
I am very small. No, I'm just small. Advantage.
Alright. I'm just going to move your token here.
Whew. Don't like that.
One last question for you, TM, about the elves. Do they have some sort of common dialect or accent?
Yeah.
Would Oswald know what it is?
He has heard a few phrases shouted on the battlements, but I don't know if Oswald has had much run-in with Thanger Elves. They're not common. It's very rare that anyone runs into a Thanger Elves and lives to tell about it.
Okay.
So you've had very, very small exposure.
Okay.
Basically this afternoon.
Side note, Jakin?
Yep.
Our stream people can only see the 5 of our heads in a tiny thing of whatever the most recent roll was.
You're not wrong.
I have friends watching and they complained.
Here, viewers. Enjoy.
Watch us
so,
get destroyed.
so do we have a plan at all? Are we going to lure them in and then assault them from the flanks? Are we going to pour oil that's hot and burning on them? What's the plan here?
Alkirk puts his hands on his hips and he says, "Well, if we can take out that tree ant, I don't know. It might slow him down, but if the whatever spellcaster they have that broke through the wall, if he's still got juice left in him, he can probably take down these doors pretty quick."
Is there any space above the doors? Like, does it pretty much go top of door, then like a foot, and then the ceiling, or is there some height?
To what? Sorry?
Between the front gates and the ceiling. Like, could we rig something above it so that when the treant came in, for example, that we could dump, say, moonshine on it?
You could rig that up. The door itself is flush up against the stone, but it's in an archway.
Okay. You mentioned that we have someone that could maybe light the tree on fire, so why don't we just rig something up so when they come crashing through the door, we just dump a bunch of flammable shit on them and light them on fire.
Alkirk kind of looks over at Dirkcap, who's hard at work in his distillery, and he says, "Well, I think that's the plan."
All right, just making sure.
I'm gonna come back down from the guard tower after having seen what I saw.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, yo, I don't like the look of that. That is a full-blown army out there. I'm sure if those of us with ranged weapons could find a way to light those on fire, it'd make life a little easier against the particularly large plant-like material.
Alkirk turns to the gnome and he says, "So you got a good look at their composition down there?"
Oh yeah, and big 2 rows of there's kind of like in different columns, something like 30, maybe 40 elves, not including the guy in the plate, all looking pretty strong and healthy comparatively.
Is there an older looking druid perchance? Go ahead and make a retroactive perception check.
Okay.
You standing next to the armored gentleman, you saw what appeared to be an elven spellcaster, but you could not tell if he was elderly, nor could you guess his profession.
Yeah, I mean, there was some sort of whimsical someone or other with the guy in charge, but I can't say, oh yes, it was an elderly druid whose favorite color is purple, like.
Alkirk looks up and he says, "Sefri." She says, "Yes, I've been listening." "And yes, elderly druid." And he spits. He's like, "Well, that explains a lot."
In the meantime, Oswald is going to start checking out the tables that are in this room that he's in, as well as that statue at the north part.
Okay.
And he's going to start saying, maybe if we stop moving some of these tables and setting them up in front of the door, we can at least cause them to not just be able to flood in, but kind of fun on them. And if we could get this statue in front of it, it'll be harder to open up the doors, even if they smash them. Just something to slow them down a bit, and then we could just group them up and just, rain down more oil on them.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Varol, you think you can help move that statue?
Sure, and Varol just kind of stands up from his position and starts moving over there. Screw resting, let's do this.
Esther comes over. Dwath is unconscious, so I'm going to just move him elsewhere. He's out of the fight.
Well, we could put his body in front of the gate. No, it's a joke.
Go ahead and roll strength, Varol.
Oof. Can I rage? No, it's a
No,
joke.
you can
I'm
roll
not gonna use
athletics,
it.
actually.
Athletics, you said?
Yep.
I'm lost in my sheet. There you go. Oh yeah, I'm really tired apparently.
Oswald, Oswald, are you helping?
Yes, as best as his weak self can.
Go ahead and roll with advantage. Roll again.
You can probably do much better than Varol.
You say that.
You okay?
Oh, sorry. Athletics advantage.
Well, you already rolled once. I just wanted you to roll again, but that'll do.
Well, 14 then.
All right, you guys managed to, yeah. So you're basically gonna move all the furniture and the statue up against the main gate or this inner keep door.
To the main gate, the statue and whatnot to the main gate, and then the tables. Basically, I'm trying to set up like makeshift barricades so that when they come through the doors, they can't just spread out. They kind of have to funnel through the terrain as we see fit and kind of clump them together. So AOE's can work, and it'll just prevent them from overrunning us immediately, hopefully.
All right.
So just the statue in front of the door, and then like the tables are going to be more like in the courtyard, just acting as like walls.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah, so that way we have cover, and also we're forcing them to move the way that we want them.
How's that look?
Perfect. Is there anything else we could bring out here to add to it, or is this it?
Alkirk looks around. He's like, honestly, this castle is over 100 years old, and this is the first time we've ever had to defend it.
Do you have any spears or pikes or anything we could shove into the ground point towards the door? This way if they come running in, they could maybe impale themselves.
We don't have much in the way of an armory. Usually, everyone just brings the weapons on their back.
We kill people for a living.
Well, we don't necessarily kill people, ma'am. We kill monsters, but...
I have 4 javelins.
Don't we?
Don't we?
So, we're in a castle that no one ever thought to make sure it's prepared in case we get attacked. That's what I'm hearing here.
Well, it's hidden in the mountains. There are a precious few people who know it even exists.
Well, clearly the Thanger Elves knew it existed.
He shoots a almost guilty glance over at Aelfled, who returns the look when you say that.
Oswald sends a air high five towards Caddy.
Yeah.
And Alkirk kind of like clears his throat. Yeah, well, the thing is, I think I know why the Thanger Elves are attacking. You see, the Grey Banner, I don't know who knows this, so brace yourself for a little history lesson. But the Grey Banner was founded by the original group of warriors and magi who defeated the last storm dragon here in Wymeria. And as the legends go, it was put to sleep. That's true. But the way in which it was put to sleep involved a rather large talisman. And the way the spell worked is only the talisman could wake the dragon. So, people that used the talisman to put the dragon to sleep wanted to place the talisman someplace where no one would think to look for it, and then fortify that spot. And that is why they built this castle. We're sitting on the key to waking up the sleeping dragon. And, well, one of the original people who devised this talisman, who helped defeat Mekvil-Cogblan, the last storm dragon, was a Thanger Elf by the name of Grennan, a very powerful druid. He also helped build the castle.
So you're saying that the castle, which is to protect the talisman to not wake up a dragon, has no defenses other than the walls.
Well, it's been over 100 years. Just never came up. And I mean, the Grey Banner, our numbers have been declining over the years, and
Kind of feels like that to you. And he's going to use minor illusion to create an image of a ball in his hand, and then have the ball drop to the ground. Kind of did that. Kind of did that there, eh?
well, honestly, it never occurred to me nor the previous leaders of the Grey Banner that Grennan would have any motivation to want to wake the sleeping dragon. And Grennan is the only individual still alive outside of these walls who knows about its existence.
Well, I don't want to sound harsh or anything, but if anybody had any plans of being powerful, I think having a dragon on your side would be pretty much a game changer.
Well, Mekfel Cogblon, as his name was, isn't much of a team player. Even if he woke up, I doubt he'd be buddy-buddy with a bunch of elves.
Especially elves that put him to sleep in the first place.
Is it possible maybe the talisman could be modified so that instead of putting it to sleep, it could be used to control it? The dragon, that is.
Alkirk shoots a questioning look at Aelfled, and she says, "Yes, Caddy. It would be a little bit larger, but you might be able to. If you had an hour, you can bring it to size for you."
Okay.
Aelfled says, "I don't know. I don't think so. It would involve powerful magic, and I'm not even sure Grennan has that kind of potential. However, Grennan, that name rings a bell. I need to look at my books, but I don't know how much time I have."
And Viral kind of mutters under his breath. Winnebeck might hear it. Others people maybe not, but he says, "I don't understand magic. He can take down a wall, but he can't transform a talisman."
Aelfled kind of gives a, "Ha! It's a little more complicated than that, my friend." The magic that went into creating the talisman in the first place is extraordinarily powerful, far beyond my scope.
And if the dragon slips the noose, that could be bad for all of us.
Definitely. Although one storm dragon, as powerful as they may be, is no match against the combined army of Lemuria. I mean, 100 years ago, dragons were a problem because the humans that had settled this land had not become organized. Even if a dragon was let loose, the damage it would inflict would be unfortunate, but it wouldn't be permanent. Are you reading chat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
Well, seems like why they want the talisman's not so much of an issue right now, just making sure they don't get it, and I'm kind of running out of ideas here, so if anyone has any, no matter how crazy or ludicrous they might be, speak up.
Caddy's gonna be like, "Gosh, you're wasting so much time," and then walk off into the building to go work on some armor real fast.
Okay.
Yeah, we're wasting time, but you're leaving. I'm very confused by this, but all right. All right.
Alkirk kind of tilts his head back and he says, "All we need to know is that our entire organization was formed to protect that talisman. And whether we, as you say, drop the ball in preparing for this moment, the moment has arrived and we gotta make do. Now I'm only hearing from one of our newest recruits who was shanghaied into service any useful ideas. Does anyone else have any plans that we might use to stop these damn elves?" And he looks around expectingly.
Well, Viral like kind of smirk and says, "Well, for one, we could kill them all, but another thing came up to my mind, and seeing as this seems like a very dangerous endeavor of like keeping a sleeping dragon asleep, I wouldn't suspect that there's any sort of self-destruct button or some kind of safeguards that we could activate that would make their task much harder or anything. Like nobody put that in when they made the dragon sleep.
You know, checks and balances. It means in reference to,
Oh.
by the way.
Well, there are people other than yourself who can work the armor for you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd have to make an unskilled check.
No, I just mean as far as like, do I need to change anything about my sheet? Do I need to do anything, or can I just make sure it happens?
Assuming you get the full hour to get it modified, then yeah, we'd have to add it to your sheet.
Okay. Then that's my only question. I'll keep trying to think of a plan.
Well, chat's got a few ideas. I don't know how valuable they are.
Poke it and run.
Someone said make a fake, do a dance. Who knows? One person said to eat the talisman. The talisman's
That's
rather
Blinky.
large. I don't think anyone's large enough to eat it. One of them said wake up the dragon and hide. The dragon isn't in the castle, just the talisman.
Cut the dragon open and hide inside till the
dragon's not here,
over.
Blinky, sorry.
Thanks, Blinky.
Throw some hot sauce on the... Okay, again, the dragon isn't here, just the talisman.
So this Grennan, he's the only one that knows what the talisman looks like.
No, I know what the talisman looks like.
I meant not with us, I meant against us.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I imagine so.
Okay, well, what happens if we made like a fake and then had that person or persons abscond with the fake and maybe draw some of the forces away?
I mean, it's not a terrible idea. Any volunteers? I also... Does anyone have a way to make whatever you said?
Could someone please describe the talisman in detail?
Aofled has a sketch of it.
Is it within 5 cubic feet?
Yeah.
We're thinking the same thing.
Okay, I can cast minor illusion as a cantrip.
Aofled, go fetch your books. Show the gnome the spell. I mean the talisman.
Varol seems a little bit deep in thought, and then he just clicks. So he says, "So the talisman, only a mage can make it work, or use its power to wake up the dragon, right?"
Yeah.
From the look of it, only Grennan would be powerful enough, and a mage there, right?
You're not wrong.
So what if we just somehow focus fire and take Grennan down? Maybe the army will still be able to take the castle, but at that point we can just run. What can they do with the talisman?
Wait for the reinforcements to come with a mage that could do it, and then awaken the dragon, I suppose.
Also, I don't think Grennan is going to be leading the charge. We'd probably have to kill every damn elf on the way to him. But it's not a bad idea.
Well, if only we had something kind of like a stick with a string attached to it that could shoot projectiles.
My new headcanon is chat is all the NPCs, and they're throwing out their ideas.
They're just talking in the background of the conversation.
We could cast a large person and then eat it, and then kill everyone who knows what it looks like.
I do like the idea, though, using some minor illusion to make a fake and then run away with that, try to divert their forces. It's kind of what my idea was, and I'm pretty good at making illusions. Not gonna, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
All right. Every person we take out of the keep is gonna be one less fighting person when the elves finally break through.
But same thought is if. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I like the idea of just lighting everyone on fire and getting that over with.
Yeah, I say we brace for another attack. Aelfled, you think you can have a spell in prepared that'll ward us from the elven arrows, forcing them to come through our choke point? And Aelfled says, I think I can conjure something, but it will require a lot of effort. I'll be relatively incapacitated until the spell drops. Elkirk's like, alright.
We can buy you time, sorcerer.
Aelfled will cast a shield around us, ward us from elven arrows, force them into melee, where we have the advantage. How many fakes can we make? Put one on everyone and see what happens. Alright.
Yeah, be like, that's the real one.
At least.
Oh, I know. We make 2 fakes, take the real one, put them all under little cups, and we play the jiggling cups game. And if they lose, they have to go.
You know, this is just on the timeout scale here, but what we could do is get me to cast suggestion on their leader and tell them that their artifact is in another castle.
You gotta wear a big mushroom hat.
No, you know what? Yeah, I take your chances. Go for it.
Wait, if he fails the save, he's gonna march his.
What kind of save is that?
Wisdom.
Wisdom save for a druid. Okay, go for it.
Well, what about if Oral walks out and says, "These are not the talisman you're looking for"?
I like that your talisman is in another castle. Like they break in, everyone has evacuated except for Stravosa, and he's like, "I'm sorry."
And if it fails, I'll just cast invisibility. Peace out.
He's like, your talisman's in another castle, and then blinks out of existence.
Just like, and out.
No, I can only maintain concentration on one or the other, but if the first one fails,
We'll call that Plan C.
Plan C.
Alright, do you guys want to take up positions?
Is it possible for Oswald to be like behind this wall here, but still able to kind of like peek around the corner so he can see?
Sure.
Okay. Is it cool that I just
Yes.
have him in this space so I can actually see?
It is cool.
Sweet.
Esther's a melee character.
She's hybrid, but she'll let you go up. Alright.
Do I have appropriate time to don armor?
I don't think they're going to give you an hour.
Oh, fine.
But
Okay.
what if she asks politely?
Nah,
Although, like, in character-wise, we've been chatting for about half an hour. So it's probably been close to an hour. But they're coming now. But this is
Yeah.
something that you can come back to, and you don't have to restart the time all over again.
I mean, yeah, I'll definitely come back to it. I was just hoping to be a little less squishy before they came through the gate.
Okay. So everyone positions themselves. Is everyone happy with where they are?
No.
I'm trying
are
to-
are the only towers with like windows the ones by the gate? There's not one within the building.
I was thinking the same thing.
I would personally prefer to be
Well,
on
actually,
a tropical island,
the
but
problem is this. There are this gate right here. This main atrium is 2 stories tall, and this keep is only 2 stories tall. So these are the arrow slits provided, and that's pretty much it.
Which is the problem is these arrow slits don't
See much.
look at the gate. Yeah, they're to either side of the gate, which isn't where our bottleneck is.
Right.
And we already
Okay.
moved all the furniture, so I can't stand on higher ground.
isn't there a battlement, like a second story that they can get on top of?
Well, actually, yeah, you could get on the roof of the keep.
I'm so down for that.
How high off the ground is the roof?
You'll be 20 feet up.
I'll take it. I'm going on the roof too.
Okay,
Nice.
I'm gonna put you
We can
guys
party together.
Yeah.
here and here. You guys are kind of amorphously present, so that you, as players, can see what's going on, but your characters will be up high. And Oswald, you're good there?
Yeah, I'm like hiding behind the wall, kind of peeking around.
Okay. So just as everyone gets into position, everyone hears the gate crash, and the entire gate shifts. Crash! Rattles. The wood starts to break, and the statue starts to slide, gouging the dirt as it starts to move. It takes the treant
Who is it?
some time because the statue's there, but eventually you guys see this barked fist fly through the door and wrap itself around the statue and slowly slide it just out of the way, and then two big tree hands rip the doors open.
Oswald would like to cast Minor Illusion on himself to make himself look like a barrel.
Okay.
Just on the other side of the door.
So I can see the treant, right?
Yeah.
From my perspective on the top. So, can he see me?
No.
Okay. I am immediately going to cast Ray of Frost on him
Okay.
as an unseen attacker, and as he is unaware of me, I believe that means he was also surprised.
Sure. No, he's not surprised. He's expecting combat.
Oh, that's fair.
$19. That is a hit.
What is... Oh, I forgot to put damage.
Rip.
This is just for damage. Oh, my pain.
Alright, you
Yeah,
did 4
just
damage to him?
4 damage. Cold, if it matters. And he lost 10 feet of movement until the start of my next turn.
Alright. We're not really going to go into combat rounds here. I don't want to drag this on. Suffice it to say, your little ice hits his leg, and you kind of see it form around his foot.
And I shout, for... I shout... God damn it, my brain.
It's a weird thing to shout in the middle of battle.
I shout, for Buckrow!
And the treant stoops down and kind of squeezes through the portal, and as he does, he comes underneath the pot of the large kettle filled with moonshine, which tips and douses him.
His icon is strangely befitting for when we light him on fire.
Yeah, unexpected.
Speaking of which, we should set him on fire now.
Yeah.
Well, Ulfred probably has a spell ready, and he fires Scorching Ray, hits the treant, lights it on fire, and eventually it kind of comes up and just starts flailing around harmlessly before just collapsing in a heap, dead.
Take that, nerd.
Alright, everybody roll initiative.
From the
shout
safety of his
for-
barrel, you hear, "Is that what a treant is? Go."
The safety of his barrel. Like,
Yeah.
like as if he's literally inside of one.
He's gonna blow your mind. He is one.
In the longest turn order in the history of mankind.
Honestly, I would rather have taken a very shit initiative and better rolls when I attack than this. But sure.
Do I really have 12 NPCs? What am I doing?
Just give them all like the same kind of turn.
Yeah, that's probably the best. Let's just do an Alkirk turn. Oh no, they were all still selected. There we are. We're gonna expedite this a little bit. Alkirk, I don't think you have a lot of decks. You're old. And the elves roll trash. Alright. Caddy Oswald, who wants to go first?
Oswald can.
Oh, damn it, I was about to say the same thing about Caddy. Alright, I'll go first.
Okay, Viral, you're up first.
Vral's gonna rage as a bonus action. No, actually, it would be smarter if they were in my face. So I'm gonna wait for them to be in my face. I'm gonna hold action. Attack as soon as somebody's in reach.
What have I done?
You've deleted the 3. No, he's back, and I'm afraid.
There we go.
He's dead.
I think I fixed it.
He's dead, Jim.
I did not fix it. I may have boo-booed here rather royally. I fixed it. Sort of. Ugh. Good enough.
Not even sure what you're doing.
I was like, I'll move the tree ant to the map layer. That was a terrible idea.
So yeah, hold action, attack whenever somebody comes in reach.
I'm just gonna delete the tree. Okay. Hold your action, attack the first dude who comes in reach. Stravosa.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're up.
I am going to hold my action to cast Ray of Frost on the first elf that comes in range.
Okay. Oswald.
Okay, so poking around the corner, which people on the inside would just see his head poking out of this not really their barrel. But he is going to... Can't really see anyone. Thanger Elves. How far is that? That's... Okay. So... He slams his hands together, much like this, like he's trying to do rock, paper, scissors. And he says, the hammer of the gods would drive all ships to new lands. And as he says that, in front of the first elf here on the left, this tonberry, essentially, this translucent tonberry kind of appears with this tiny little bell and goes, ting! But the sound that it produces is enough that it causes a shock wave to hit this elf as I cast Toll of the Dead. As soon as I get to my spellbook. Where is it? So, yeah, it's at the bottom. Of course it's at the bottom. Sorry, I'm having a little technical difficulties with my spellbook. And cast spell.
Okay, wisdom save.
Mm-hmm.
They're not very wise. He failed.
Woo! So he takes 7 points of necrotic damage.
He is oofed.
And then just slinks back into his barrel and just prays that no one actually realizes what's going on.
Yes, technical difficulties are the fifth party member. It's true. Caddy, you're up.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna ready an attack on the first enemy I see, I guess.
Okay, and then Alkirk and
I feel
gang,
like
everyone just readies.
Everyone's gonna shoot the one guy who walks in.
Alright. So the elves start climbing over the statue. Players first. Go ahead and trigger your readied actions. In order that you braced them. But you're in melee, so we're going to start with Stravosa.
Okay.
Which one are you aiming at?
I'm aiming at this. This update sucks.
Okay.
This one. I don't know how to make it go away.
I didn't even know how you made it stay.
I wish I could tell you. We can both be confused, though. It's okay. Only cast Ray of Frost.
Alright, well, you hit him for 1.
One, damn it.
Can you like try clicking back on the pointer? Does that make it go away?
Yeah.
There we go.
There it
Okay.
goes.
All right, and Caddy, I believe you had a ready action.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you shooting?
This guy probably.
Okay.
Cool.
New
Oh,
guy,
the
stop.
ignore hunter's mark. I forgot to turn it off.
Eight
I'm
piercing.
trying to rule it.
That is a hit.
Yeah.
He's now wounded and slightly chilly. All right. The way I'm just gonna do it is every 2 NPCs kills an elf. So if they're already half down, with both of these guys are, that's 1 NPC each. So dead, dead. And how many archers are there? 4. So 1 more elf is going to come to here and then immediately die. Alright, they were here, so that's 10, 15.
Are the elf corpses difficult terrain?
No, it's difficult terrain to get through the. They are actually. This is as far as this group will make it this round. And they raise their arrows to fire, and Aelfled has raised an invisible shield just in front of everyone, and the arrows just bounce off of it. She's just standing behind the cover with her hands out, eyes completely white, muttering an incantation.
She's a sorceress, burner.
Yeah, but she's our
that
witch.
would be heresy.
Okay, back to you, Varol.
Well, I'm still gonna... Can I hold a bonus as well?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna hold an action and attack the first one that comes in range of my axe.
Alright. Stravosa.
Stravosa is going to shout for Buckrow, and he's going to charge up his hand that has his ring on it and launch a blinding ray of frost down at this elf right here.
Okay.
He is very upset.
I mean, you hit.
No, I mean he's very upset about Buckrow.
Oh. As you should be.
That dude was my bro.
He was your buck bro.
Oh my god.
I swear, if these elves killed them, you don't want to see what happens to the elves we capture.
Alright. Oswald, you're up.
All right. So as he is hearing the awesome chant of Yomo Guai Guai Fai Di Zao from our wizard, he is going to once again clasp his hands, and much like he's shooting for rock, paper, scissors, and will once again say, "The hammer of the gods would drive our ships to new lands." And the elf gentleman that's pretty much right to his south is going to have another toll of the dead sent his way, or her way. I'm not.
Okay. He is not at full HP, so you would do the D12 damage.
Ooh. Huzzah. Woo! For 1 better.
You got him. Now he's slightly less healthy. Okay, Caddy, you're up.
Yep. That other guy is almost dead and slightly frosty still?
Yes. He has a minor chill. His
All
nose
right.
is starting to run.
Yeah, let's shoot him. I love shooting.
6.
Oh, and I keep forgetting.
That is a miss. Your arrow hits his armor and doesn't quite penetrate.
Okay.
Alkirk and party. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 archers because I forgot Sefri's back here. So we'll just say this guy's dead. This guy's dead. And this guy's dead. And the elves. Runs up, and Alkirk does a buttload of damage. Let me just see if he hits. Nope. Okay. Viral, do you want to use your reaction to trigger your ready action?
Yes.
Okay.
Weapons, attack, normal, boom.
A 13 is a hit.
And 15
15
is a
damage.
crush.
Almost kills him.
No, it kills him.
No, almost kills him.
Aww.
Okay. 5, 15, 20, 30. This guy jumps up and he's going to attack Asith. Asith is not looking good. That's a hit. For 4 damage, Asith is badly wounded, because he was wounded before, and then it's going to be a miss. 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. He's going to attack Viral.
I'm not raging, so if he hits me, it's full damage.
Swish. Swish. Okay. 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 15, 25, 25, 30, 30. Right. Okay. Viral, you're up again.
Well, since this is probably gonna be either a last fight, because it's a last stand effort, Viral is gonna both rage and frenzy. Meaning that if we get a third stage fight, he's done, because at that point he'll be way too exhausted. But still, he's raging and frenzying, and he's gonna attack this poor little dude in front of him. Should I reckless? I don't have a whole lot of HP, but these guys are chumps compared to the other person. So I don't. No, I'm not gonna reckless. I don't want to go down. Gonna attack. Boom. Oh, I forgot to add my bonus damage for raging. Hold on. Melee 2, not 23 2. Weapon attack normal. Boom.
Who'd you attack? The guy right in front of you?
Yeah, the guy right in front of me. And next turn, I believe I need to double
He is
check.
almost dead.
Berserk, no frenzy. As a bonus action on each of your turns after this one. Yeah, so I can't do it this turn. It's the next one. And we're good to go.
Okay. Stravosa.
I'm going to shoot this elf in the face.
Not this elf.
This one.
This one?
This one. This one.
You realize he's on your team, right?
Oh, wait, I thought he was the leader. Never mind.
Sorry, that's
Oh.
Asith.
This is the first time he showed up, so I was like,
He went to the gate, so...
oh, okay, never mind. I'm shooting this elf.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's
I was
okay.
like, the first time I seen him, I was like, oh, it must be the leader. Who
He's got
made
a
himself
name! Get him! Oh, that is a miss.
Oh well, Stravosa is so torn up about.
He can't focus.
Yeah, he can't focus. He's like, ah. He's not normally a man of great emotion, but he is ticked.
Okay, Oswald, you're up.
All right. Seeing as there is now a bunch of folks just pouring through the gate from around the corner in his illusory barrel.
Just imagine a barrel picking.
Well, the barrel stays in spot, so he's like peeking through the barrel. But he's going to hold out his left hand as front. Yeah, that would be the side that would be closest. And he's going to start to breathe into his hand as this crystal around his neck begins to glow blue. And as he's breathing into his hand, it seems like ice is starting to form into this dagger, which he's going to throw at this gentleman right in the middle as I cast Ice Knife.
I like Ice Knife. That's AoE,
So,
and the Afterblast.
well, that's 24 to hit the gentleman right here, which I'm hoping hits.
Yeah, so he takes 5 piercing.
Yep.
What just happened? Okay.
And then everyone within 5 feet of him, including himself, have to make a dexterity save against DC 13 or take 2d6, which I couldn't get into the casting.
Right.
So
this
I
guy
just have to
and,
roll
and
that.
this guy, no matter what you roll, they're dead. And no matter if they've passed, they're dead because it's half damage.
Minimum,
Okay,
almost
so
minimum
that's
damage.
1, 2, 3, 4 rolls. Boop, boop. Looks like they all made it. So they take half damage.
Mm-hmm.
You rolled 4, but wouldn't that guy be a 5th?
The guy in the middle doesn't take it. He just takes the piercing damage.
No, he takes it as well.
He does. Okay, so he takes it.
Okay, he passed anyway.
Alright, this guy in the middle, the one you hit with the knife, he's looking wounded. The other guys just kind of took a light graze, but these two in front, badly wounded from the half-orc. You finished them off. Okay, Caddy.
And then,
Oh, sorry.
oh, I was going to say, he's going to return to his barrel and just be like, all right, I was well, haven't seen you, haven't attacked you, just keep it up. He's going to pep talk himself,
Gotcha.
but that's it.
Alright, Caddy, you're up.
Okay, and we are on the roof, correct?
Yes. And lucky for you, it's not on fire.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just feel like there's more to do than what I'm doing, but I guess for now that's going to be another notched arrow towards this one.
Which one? Sorry?
This one? Yeah.
Oh, no, okay. The one next to Acid. Good choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's next to Acid. That's just going to be normal longbow ammo attack.
Once again, your arrow hits him, but doesn't penetrate his armor enough to really hurt him.
Yeah, not quite there.
Done?
Yep.
Okay. Allkirk. I'm going to go ahead and play him as him, because he is a living weapon. So he's just going to take a step forward and start killing people. He gets to make 3 attacks with his greatsword. He's got a +9 to hit, starting with this dude. That's a hit. He does +5, so that's 15 damage. This guy's dead. He's going to attack this guy. That guy is not dead. He's very close to dead, though. And then he's going to attack this guy. He's going to kill him outright. So yeah, he comes up and just kind of cleaves one, slashes across the other. Guy staggers back, almost dead, and then brings his blade down once more and kills another one before bringing his blade back in front of him. And then Acith and Ulfred are going to attack this guy, and they're going to kill him. And then Winnebeck and Sefri are going to help kill this guy. And then lastly, Esther is going to shoot the guy who survived the onslaught. And then Allkirk's going to take a step back, because they all take its action at the same time. So there's one elf left. And on his turn, he turns around and runs away. Combat's over.
Man, we butchered them.
Yeah.
Stravos is immediately going to go to the far side of the roof and look for his bro.
Okay.
His buck bro.
His buck bro.
Voral's gonna take a knee and like he's starting to feel very exhausted at this point.
Yeah, can we from the roof, like if I move over towards the gate, try to see if, see who's like away, if that makes sense? Like who else is there besides the kind of generic foot soldiers, like the important guys? Look for the guy in the
Both of you
armor.
make perception checks.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend my inspiration.
You didn't get that because you didn't end up casting sleep.
Oh, fair.
You didn't need it. Okay, so in addition to the common elves, you have an older-looking druid, the armored warrior, the woman from the wall, and then 3 of your 4 missing companions. You have
And I can.
Buckrow, Crunge, and Spooker.
Are they breathing?
They are all bound and on their knees, but they appear to be conscious.
And I can see all 3 of the important dudes clearly, right?
Yes, they are all standing behind their 3 prisoners, within arm's reach.
Yeah, and they're not like that's not really cover though. But
No.
their prisoners are within arm's reach.
And it looks like, aside from those 6 characters I just described, there are still about 20 elves.
Oh, Kirk, please tell me that the talisman is in here, not somewhere else.
What do you mean?
Like it's in this building that we're all in.
Yeah,
right?
it's
not-
underneath the keep. He looks around, and he looks over at Asith, who took a hit, and Asith looked like one more blow, and Asith's going to be unconscious. He's like, okay, well, maybe we should fall back into the keep and close the doors.
Well, just maybe just keep what we're doing here. It seemed to be working very well, so might as well use this choke point.
Which of the
And as you say that, Aofled kind of collapses from exhaustion, or his spell fails. He kind of looks over and he's like,
All right, that's not ideal. I won't say that.
Wolfred, get her inside.
which hostage is in front of which individuals?
That's a good question. The armored guy is behind Buckrow, the woman is behind Spooker, and the druid is behind Crunge.
I'm really tempted to take a shot, but I also feel like that would probably put some
Don't
hostages in danger, yeah.
do it.
Okay, I kind of have a really dumb idea that could work out, but it's also really dumb, so if it doesn't work out, I'm probably gonna die. Okay, so I could disguise myself as one of these elves here and pretend like I'm injured, like, they shot me, and go over to them and, you know, try to convince them that I'm actually on their team, and then secretly untie some of the prisoners, and then use some more magic to try and distract them, be like, oh, they're running away with the talisman over there, and just hope that all works out.
That sounds a little suicide.
Yeah, I mean, if it goes
I mean,
wrong,
you're welcome
yes.
to do it anyway, but I'm worried about it hurting our hostages.
Yeah, I don't want to risk Buckrow.
Oh, I'm glad that Buckrow was the one that you worried about risking. That's all right.
Yeah.
So it just gives you a dry look.
I mean,
Are you
that's
guys
pretty much
downstairs
what
now, or are you doing this from 20 feet in the air?
20 feet in the air.
I'm up. I'm still up.
Okay.
So I envision that Oswald's telling them and then yelling the same thing,
Yeah.
like up at them.
Wait,
I'm sure.
are you
that's a
saying
great
you're
idea.
yelling your plan?
Oh, that.
I mean,
No, we're on the ground.
Okay.
loud enough.
We're on the ground.
I mean,
We'll put you all in the keep, like you had come down.
I'm staying on the roof, but
Okay, she's staying on the roof.
yeah.
Do I have message? If I had message, maybe I could.
You don't have to tell me your plan. I
That's
think.
true.
Well, it'll be really odd if you see a injured Thanger Elf coming out and then you decide to shoot him. And
Well, you can tell me
So,
your plan if y'all decide to do it.
Yeah.
I just don't need to hear it before y'all decide to do it. You know what I mean? I just would I like the idea of us having someone looking out for their eventual entrance. Is the roof just like flat?
Yeah, pretty much.
There's no like battlement or any
Oh no,
other...
yeah, there's a rampart.
Oh, okay, so I can be like kind of partial covered.
Yeah.
Cool. That's good. Then yeah, I'm gonna stick it out up here and keep an eye out, I guess.
Okay, so you're watching them?
Yeah.
Okay. You see the armored guy draw his serrated longsword and then grab a fistful of Spooker's hair and start dragging him up the ramp.
I'm gonna hunter's mark on armored guy.
Okay, that's gonna be a new spell.
I know.
Okay.
Just in case.
And he comes up to the foot of this decline here. The castle's built on several tiers, constantly going up. And he throws Spooker in front of him, and he plants the longsword on his shoulder, resting it there. And you kind of see him swell up a moment. And he goes, "Great Banner!"
They're not here. Can we take the message?
Alkirk kind of like slaps Viral on the arm and tells him to follow him as you guys step over the carcasses of elves and destroyed tree ants as it's still kind of smoldering in spots. Basically, this whole courtyard kind of has little spot fires every which way. You come up to the gate and you can peer down, and he looks up, and he's wearing a full-faced helmet with eye slits. And you guys can see, arrow slits. He shoots arrows out of his eyes. You see he's not too happy, just from the two eyes that you can see. And he says, "I am Moal of the Thanger Elves."
And then he shoots us with arrows from his eyes.
And then he says, "I am here with Grenin, the Keeper of Earth. And you have killed many of my men. By my reckoning, I've only killed one of yours, the cripple at the gate. But I have 3 more I can dispatch. I assume you know why we have come. Bring the talisman, or I will kill your men." And to drive the point home, he starts to saw into Spooker's neck, starting with the goblinoid.
We've seen, we got shown the picture of the talisman, right?
Yes.
Okay. Give me 1 sec here to check something.
Laser eyes, is that steampunk? I don't feel like that laser eyes and steampunk's jive.
I mean, it all depends on how the lasers are derived. You could say that they were solar powered, and could be.
I mean, people have laser eyes in Dungeons and Dragons all the time.
Normally, without the steampunk. Normal laser eyes. You have one monster who's made of laser eyes.
Would
the Beholder.
Would the talisman fit in a chest?
No, it's about 4 feet in diameter. You'd have to get a rather wide chest. Yeah.
I mean, he can make. From what I'm assuming, he can make a minor illusion that fills a 5-foot square.
Yeah, but you can't move it. So that's the thing. So I was thinking if I could do it in a chest, as I open up the chest, I could then cast a spell into it. So, all right. Well, what kind of guarantee that we have that you're going to let our friends go if we do give you the talisman?
You can see him just kind of like careening his neck back. He's just like, because I don't care.
All right. That's good reason, I suppose. Alkirk, you okay with giving him the talisman?
Alkirk looks at you like, with a steely determination you've never seen. He's like, the entire reason of the Grey Banner is to prevent anyone from having that talisman.
And he will, through gritted teeth, say, then maybe we should have had better defenses.
He's like, now's not the time. And then Moal, who has run out of patience, says, I'm going to count to 5. 1.
Wait, hold on. And Oswald's going to start to step forward.
Okay.
Out to about here. Fuck, that's a lot of elves.
As you step out and you look at the fuckload of elves, they all have bows drawn, arrows notched.
All right, okay. Oswald immediately regrets this decision.
This gesture?
Yeah, this... oh man, this is going to go so bad if I... but he says, with the hands up, he's going to say, all right, just give us a minute here. We're going to get you to talisman. It just, it's a big thing. You know what it looks like, so it's gonna be a minute or two to go get it. Got to go down and get it from its vault. In the meantime, though,
we demand that you return one hostage as a show of good faith.
You shot that from your battlements? Oh no, you're on the ground floor. Have you walked up?
Yeah, I'm like literally 10 feet behind. I'm like right behind the door.
As you say that over Oswald, Moal can't see you, but he cranes his neck towards the direction of where your voice emanated, and he says, "How's this for good faith?" And then he brings the blade around, and just with one stroke. Okay, and Caddy, go ahead and fire.
Oof. I hope it's good.
Crit.
No, can't crit. It might be a crit fail.
That's a hit.
Okay. That's only 5 damage.
Your arrow comes flying from the battlements, across, soaring through the air, and nails him right in the arm, going straight through. He just kind of goes, and then, with one clean stroke, saws Spooker's head off. And then, he just drops the head casually, and then he goes, there, one returned, in good faith. And he steps away.
I was gonna shoot Spooker.
You're gonna shoot Spooker?
Yeah.
No, yeah, you were. Okay. You kill Spooker.
Before he even chops the head off.
Alright, quick rewind. Head's back on. The arrow goes through and just boom, and kills Spooker, and he just looks down. And then puts him down and then goes, alright.
Oswald calls
There's your
out,
one in good faith.
Well, I suggest checking for the talisman in another castle.
And you're gonna cast suggestion. What's the DC?
13. I don't know why it's not showing the DC.
It's alright. 13. Wisdom?
Yep.
He has a +2 wisdom.
Oh, god dang it.
He stops for a moment and goes, really? Parlor tricks?
Yeah, just thought I'd try something.
Then he kicks the bugbear over and he goes, I'll go fetch another one. You can retrieve this one.
Can I make any more shots?
You'd have disadvantage at this point.
Yeah.
Oswald is just going to fade into the background.
Yeah, Alkirk is looking at you like, well, that didn't work.
You
we're
look
all,
Yeah,
we're all
Alkirk
gonna
is
turn
like,
to Alkirk and
Go-
say like,
go get Spooker, will you?
yeah.
Who is he
we're all
going
like,
to grab?
I'm going to grab the body of
No,
Spooker.
who's the elf grabbing?
It looks like he's gonna grab Crunge next.
No.
Damn
I'm
it.
grabbing Spooker, and FYI, Varol steps out and he looks at the elves with a face that just says like, "I dare you to fucking shoot
Do
me."
you know
Like,
how many
he's
of you
not
have
even
killed?
afraid. And then he's gonna like grab the body and
Yeah, we'll bring it back.
Where is Fireball when you need it?
Right?
It's one level away.
In another
That's
case.
where
In
it
another
is.
castle. Alright, once you're back inside, Moal, with Crunge this time, once again plants him in front of them. And he says, are we done?
No.
Like what? Like I don't know what you're like. You're like, hey, I'm gonna kill 3 people. Otherwise, unless you let me kill like way more people. Like,
Moal hears that and just kind of like, and?
can I fire on Moal now?
You're gonna shoot at Moal? Alright, roll it.
Yeah. Just because I'm like, your option is let me kill lots of people, or I'll kill 2 more people. Like, okay, that's not gonna hit.
Your arrow doesn't quite make it. It lands in front of Crunge.
Yeah. I need vicious mockery.
And he just looks, he's like, this is getting embarrassing. It cost me nothing to kill your friends.
Well, it did cost you a whole bunch of elf men that they probably took
Alkirk
time
like
and
turns
training.
around. Wait, where are you? Alkirk turns around and is like, shut up! What are you doing?
Varol would not be that smart to say something like that. Well, hold on, let me check my sheet.
Stravosa is going to cast invisibility on himself.
Okay.
Well, he's wise, so he can call upon his wisdom. Varol is gonna say, if you kill all the hostages that you have, we're just gonna close the gate and the fight will continue on. Is that what you want? Lose more men? It's not a very tactical, sound strategy. You might even lose.
I've killed 1 to prove my resolve.
We've killed 20 to prove ours.
While this is going on, Stravosa is going to attempt to fade into the background noise.
Okay.
He's rolling stealth with advantage from invisibility.
Okay.
I'm also pretty certain it's like closer to 30, but you know, just quibbles.
Can any of their passive perception beat a 20?
No.
Excellent.
I really think it's Stravosa.
So, you know, he's going to start creeping out.
Alright,
Let's
move your
see.
token. Go for it.
He's going to do something really ballsy.
Well, Varol is currently considering grabbing a javelin, and if Crunch goes down, that javelin goes flying.
That's right, you didn't hit him.
Alright, I got 10 feet of movement left.
Okay.
How? Oh, right, I need my ninja sneaky, because I am the greatest shinobi. I'm going to be Mage Kage.
Believe it.
Believe it.
So good.
I need Backlow back. I need another old person.
Come on, Naruto's old. Okay.
Yeah,
Look,
Naruto's been around for over 20 years. Almost 20 years.
I remember.
Also, point of order, I am older than you, Jaken, so...
Well, help me out here. Help me keep the street youths in check.
Just a couple of Utes, I get it. I get it.
It is really hot.
Yeah, same.
Is Bakuro conscious? Can I see from here whether he's conscious?
He is mildly conscious.
Okay.
Malal, he shifts with frustration. He says, I'm starting to get the impression you don't care.
Oh, I do care, but if you kill the people that you would hope we want back, then we will just close the gate and you'll have lost all arguments. We'll just keep on fighting and taking a castle with the small army that you have. You better have some more tricks up your sleeve because you're not getting in. Versus, if you stop being so rash, then maybe we can come to an agreement.
I've presented a trade. Your remaining 2 compatriots for the talisman. I'm not in the mood to change my terms. You, old man, you look like you're in charge. What'll it be? And Alkirk looks to Varall and looks back and he's like, you're not going to gain anything by killing your prisoners. And we're not going to trade. Alright. And he brings the blade around once more. Caddy, you look like you want to do something?
I would like to do something.
What would you like to do, Stravosa?
I'm gonna move here,
Yep. Okay.
and I'm gonna wait till all the elves' attention are on their leader.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
I'm going to cast a spell which will break my invisibility and is twinned invisibility on myself and Buckrow.
Okay.
So I'm going to briefly appear, and then we will both disappear.
Okay. That's brazen.
Yes, it is.
And also, Jaken, when I see that arm moving, Varal's gonna grab one of his javelins and like.
You don't have the
movement
javelin
patrol.
ready, though?
I said
So
I was
make-
playing with them.
Oh,
I
okay.
was.
So make Buckrow give him his ninja mask, because we are now Stinky Gits.
God damn it.
You have,
I
You know,
adore
when I was a youth, the animes were like Gundam and...
What?
I remember
What
Gundam.
fucking
Gundam is great. Gundam is still around. Gundam 00 is my favorite.
Gundam's good. Also, Kenshin, another good one.
Kenshin, Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah, that one was on when I was
Don't
a,
forget
when
Samurai
when I
Jack.
was a
If
wee
that's
lad.
an anime, I'll fight you.
Afro Samurai.
Anyway,
Trigun,
oh, Trigun.
Trigun, yeah, I know that one.
Thundercats.
Okay. Back, focused.
Yeah.
How far away is Maul technically from me? Because I know I'm just kind of like on a place in the map, but I can't actually
You are
see
about
him.
here. It's about 60 feet.
Ah, only 60 feet. Or already 60 feet. So.
Alright,
Ninja mask.
Caddy, you're
Yeah,
the
I
only one
guess
who
I'm
gets
just
to
gonna
do
do
something.
that. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and shoot him. Like, I can't. I've been racking my brain trying to think of a good thing to do, but part of it is like I can't actually see, and
How about
like
now?
if I'm, oh, yeah, and they've gone all invisible. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a shot at Malal, and we're gonna hope against all hopes that it lands. Unless anyone can buff it, but I doubt it. Okay.
It's a good hit.
Ooh.
Oh. Oh my. I'm aiming for his neck because he keeps doing this a lot.
Okay. So he comes around to cut off Crunch's head, and your arrow goes thum, and he kind of falls backwards. And he's completely still for a moment. And then and he grabs Crunch's head and he goes, "Argh!" and he drives his sword all the way to the hilt through Crunch as he stands up with Crunch and then tears it out of him, splitting Crunch in half.
Not my half.
And he goes, "Argh!" and then he discards Crunch's corpse and then just goes,
And the moment that body goes away,
javelin. Alright, your javelin flies through the air. As he breaks the arrow off, your javelin flies and hits his breastplate and glances off of it. And he doesn't even
Damn
react. And he just throws it aside and he's like, fine.
That's how
Oswald
we're
would
playing
like.
this game.
Also, you forgot to give Buckrow his ninja mask. Remember.
Alright,
this is
so
useful.
you and Buckrow ninja vanish. Okay.
Oswald would like to run up to the roof where Caddy still is.
Okay.
And at this point, I am dragging Buckrow by his ear so he doesn't get any dumb ideas this time back into the castle.
You don't think he'd be like, ow, oh, fuck, stop, E.
Is
So,
he unconscious?
okay, I grab his.
He's mildly conscious.
Just
Okay.
hold hands.
Yeah, I hold his hand.
Okay.
I'm dragging him, like,
The two of
whisper
you-
very carefully.
Yeah, no,
You're
you
not gonna be a hero again, Buckrow.
you saved Buckrow. And Alkirk,
Yes!
it turns back inside and he's just like,
close the door.
we've lost the ability to shield ourselves from the arrows. Fall back behind the gate. And bring some of these tables with you so we can barricade the door.
I ask if we have a potion for Buckrow, even
Who
though
said
we're
that?
still invisible. I'm sorry for screeching like that. It's too funny. I just tap. I can't release invisibility because the element of surprise might be important. But I explained to Alkirk that we are invisible and I have rescued Buckrow. So
We used the last of our potions.
I grab the table nearest to me and drag it in.
I cut Buckrow's bonds and
Hang on.
with the dagger and have him help me move this table.
Okay.
Rather, I help him move this table inside the second table.
Alright. Every living person get inside. Let's move everybody.
I mean, I know I'm strong, Jacob, but I can't move 2 towers.
You
Next
just
le-
gotta
next
believe
level.
hard enough in the WOG, then you can do anything. Gorka Morka said so.
So as soon as Oswald is up on the roof, he wants to run to the end of the building and use minor illusion to create a sound of a wagon and horses galloping away from the castle.
Minor
I'm
illusion
going
only
to
does
use
30.
minor illusion in addition to this and make the shouting of "Go on, get on, move on."
Yeah, so basically he's going to be at the end of the building, 30 feet down.
Oh, okay, so you're gonna be over near where you're creating noise.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at this point, the elves have moved into a position where you guys can't see them from your position. They're up against the wall.
And I'm just giving Buckrow like the manliest bro hug ever. Like, I'm so glad you're fucking alive, you dumbass bitch.
So manly.
Bucker's like, please stop touching me. Everything hurts.
I let him go and I tell him to barricade himself in the
Oof,
infirmary.
owie my bones. Yeah. Quote Blinky.
And I also warn him not to do anything brash because it will end my invisibility too.
Alright.
Now, I am out of second level spells and sorcery points. This is great.
I actually forgot. These guys were supposed to make their valiant entrance last fight. But Bowen and Roger finally got their armor on.
GG, missed the whole fucking fight.
If it wasn't for if they were here, some people might still be alive.
Yeah, now it's time to make the blame game. Yeah, that was me dropping the ball. They were supposed to.
I give Bowen the shame finger.
You can't see it, so he doesn't know.
Yeah, he is.
And then I leaned over his shoulder and I whisper, "For shame."
You don't want to ring a bell while walking down the street with a naked person in front of you going, shame, tong, shame, tong.
I mean, you have Toll the Dead.
Let's try to get
We
back
can
on
make
track.
it happen. Anyway. Yeah. What are we gonna do?
There's a general feeling of defeat in the room.
Yo, we still have the talisman, right? And we made them so desperate that they killed the only leverage they had. Which is awful and terrible, but right now something needs to happen. So I don't feel like we've totally lost the war.
Varol looks extremely exhausted, but he simply answers to your speech and says, they're not coming through that gate as long as I'm standing.
Varol gets it.
Well, for all the problems our castle has had, the keep has only one entrance, that door. So we just got to hold it.
So what do we have in the keep that we can use?
Us.
Beer
There might be some
to
artifacts.
light on fire.
There might be some more artifacts in the vault that could help us. I'll go check.
I'll go with you. Such a voice, such a disembodied voice.
All right. Well, come on.
Just
You
accept
missed-
that as part of your life.
He misses a step, all you hear is like, ow, 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 god damn, ow, 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 and you don't say anything. It's like, what?
Chat is like, finally, a non-broken part of the castle. Yeah, I mean, some of you are new viewers, but it was mentioned that the castle is in disarray. The only person who's been keeping the castle going is Durcab.
I mean,
Speaking of.
haven't y'all ever gone to a state-run school?
Right? Exactly.
This is why the student riots happened at the Sorbonne in 1968.
Because of the talisman in the basement, keeping a dragon sleeping. You know, I missed that, but I'll take your word for it.
I was gonna say the general disarray, but that works too. I'm sure that's also happening in Paris.
All right. It is 10 till, and the next thing that's going to happen might take some time. That said, I think we're going to go ahead and call it a session a little bit early today, just because if I wanted to start the next thing, I want to give Vaclo the chance to participate. He has missed all of the siege.
Yeah,
So-
and he would have loved this.
Yeah, he would have been really at home in a siege, which is, you know, a little
Has
weird.
its own implications. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I'm a rogue.
Well,
He's
as
a
my brother
replacement.
once said, I have a spell for that. So, newcomers, thank you for joining. I hope you guys had a good time.
Thank you.
We
I
will-
had a wonderful time. I hope I get invited back next week.
No, you're gone.
Oh, darn. I guess I'll have to be a sneaky git somewhere else.
No, you'll be there. You'll just be invisible.
The best part about it is that every week he tells me that, and pretty much every week I come back.
New guy, you're banned. All right.
Permaban.
And for those of you watching, I hope everybody had a good time. Stay tuned next week, where we will see how the conclusion of the Siege of Par Mordrein unfolds. And fingers crossed, new guy won't be here. I mean, Vaclo will be here, is what I meant to say.
What? How are you gonna explain the sudden disappearance of a half-orc?
He's really tired and fell asleep.
Don't you
Yeah,
have two
you
levels
do
of
have
exhaustion?
He's past.
Yeah,
TF out.
he's to the point where he only has normal attacks when he's reckless attacking.
No, that's 3 levels of exhaustion.
What's 2 then?
I think 2 is half speed. I could be. I
Yep,
could have
I
that
think so.
backwards, but let's not dwell on it. All right. So that's it for tonight. Everyone, thank you for tuning in to Dire Roll, Fire and Blade. Before I close out for the night, there may, and this is like really preemptive, but I'm currently talking about possibly, possibly starting a second campaign during the week. So as that develops, I will let y'all know. So thank you guys for joining us. All right. Have a good night, everybody, and we will see you next week.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye.